Calvin's in here playing Minecraft.
Yeah. How far is he getting?
I don't know. He's playing with his friend on some. Is it a public server you're on? All right, where? Yeah. Okay. To get them their own.
Why you turn down this stuff?
Okay. What's that tweet? Is it stalling? Oh, because it waits to check. That's what the tool does. So I have a tool that waits to send the tweet out until it verifies everything that's put in. So it verifies that the YouTubes are live and the Twitch is live. She came in right as we go live.
Again?
Yeah, that's her. That's what she normally does. So that's all right. I'll just do just chatting for right now. Spun up.
Yeah. So how was the week, Ben?
All right. I'm glad it's the weekend, and I'm glad next weekend is a short weekend.
I mean, I only work probably 2.5 days next week.
I think I work 2 days next week.
Well, I have to work Monday, Tuesday, and then probably like half Wednesday. So,
Joe says my kids have the Twitch factor. Hey, Dane. I saw your Optimus Prime first meeting with the giant robots. That was freaking priceless,
we're
man.
definitely troublemakers, dude. I know exactly what you mean.
Monday and Tuesday off the rest of the week. Yeah, I think that's pretty much how we are too. And then I'm off.
I cannot be so lucky. So,
yeah. And then I got lucked out, full pay for being off from December 18th all the way through the 6th of January. I think it's the 6th of January's.
Yeah.
That case,
do show up all the time, though.
Yeah, they do. In this case, Joe, that was Cecilia that showed up. She was letting me know that the stew was ready. She made bone marrow beef soup. It took her longer than she thought. What's up, Mr. Vet? How are you doing this evening? I think most people are going to be really interested in the Black Friday deals.
Yeah, I figure you'll have something you should know them.
So, but yeah, Calvin's already in here, Joe. He's playing. Gabby's feeling. Hey, Bob. Gabby's feeling better. We have suspicion that it is gastro. So we've talked to the pediatrician. We talked to one of the specialists, and they're pretty sure it's just something that when she eats it, it has a problem. And none of them can get her in until next week. So we're doing a food list, and we're avoiding sugars and certain types of breads. Not all breads, just a certain type. We don't think it's gluten related. But yeah, it was between Calvin and Gabby. I'm ready to be done with the doctors for this year. So hopefully get them all knocked out and deal with it next year. But yeah. Yeah, I had to go look over at the chat to figure out what that symbol was that Vet put in, because Restream just showed a square, and I'm like, what did he put in?
It showed a square, like, so I was like, he's in a square.
What the heck is that? And Buster is doing his early appearance in the show. This will not be his last appearance tonight, I'm pretty sure. What's up, Mr. Mark? And there's Calvin coming in to say hi. Calvin,
hello,
did his first track and field thing today as a preliminary, see if it's something he's going to do next year.
What?
And
I did what?
Your first track and field meet today.
Oh, yeah, I got first place on both.
He took first place in the 50 meter and first place in the 100 meter yard dashes. So he was pretty happy.
Good to know.
It's because he's got freaking long legs. He's going to be taller than me. He is so going to be taller than me. That's all I got to say. Yeah, I'm screwed. Well, maybe not. Tall in the family is a good thing.
You're just old, bro.
Old, broken, and decrepit.
Hey, look, you said not me, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're just letting everything get spun up right now, everybody. And then we'll go from there. Jay, I think I'm in love with the new PC case, by the way, that we're going to talk about. I don't know if you've seen it or not. Leon Lee brought out a new case, and it is awesome. So, you know, Matt is taller than you now too, right? Pretty close. If he's not, I wouldn't be surprised. So,
he about yay tall.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say a word about that. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I know what he meant there.
Yeah.
I see what he did there.
I see what he did there. I'm taller than you're. Barely taller than me, bro. Half an inch is, Yeah.
Honestly, I couldn't tell who's taller because I've never met Joe in person. So,
yeah. Just stealing all the trail mix, aren't you?
At least he's got shorts on this time.
Right? Him and his sister, man. It's like as soon as they come home, it's like
we've had this conversation.
He's like, Dave, I'm gonna get rid of it.
When he stands on a box to be taller.
This is just as soon as we get home.
And toss the dwarf. Think he'll end up taller than Vegeta? No, I don't think so. My dad was 6'4.5", almost 6'5". I think Calvin might settle around 6 foot, 6'1". I think. So
he's always on point with that pizza and Coors Light, man.
That's his. At least it's his Friday go-to. I don't know if he ever changes it up, but consistency's good. So. I think the doctor's probably. What do you have? Pizza and beer. What'd you have last night? Pizza and beer. The night before, pizza and beer. What'd you have for breakfast?
Wings.
Cold pizza and beer. Leftover wings. I don't like leftover wings. The skin's too soggy. You know what I mean? I have to throw them in the air fryer.
Yeah. Well, you got an air fryer, dude. Use it.
Yep. Got 2 air fryers, luckily.
Use them at the same time then. Problem solved.
Actually, yeah, because we use the one and we do the chicken wings in it, and so he's like, well, we can't do the sweet potato fries and stuff in it.
Right.
Hey, Dreamy.
Have beer for a meal. That's what I'm talking about.
And she's like, I was like, well, that grill you made me go buy from Costco for you that does really the Ninja Foodie extra large grill. It actually has an air fryer function, so it's freaking awesome too. So we do everything at once, and life is good, and it's super easy to clean.
I got something for you.
What is Dreamy up to? Then just have a beer for a meal.
That's this for a meeting because the way she'll read it, she'll understand.
My question now is, we have energy drinks.
Yeah.
We have protein shakes. Is there a protein beer?
Wait, you know what? Hold on.
I'm just curious. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm curious. Is there an alcoholic based protein shake out there?
New high protein, low calorie beer.
Oh my gosh. What's the
Barbell
protein count? Why does that not surprise me? No, we're not pulling that up on stream or anything because we're not going to go there.
Yes, but it's UK exclusive right now.
Got it.
It's got a massive 21.8 grams
Jazz.
of protein.
Yep. Here you go, Jazz. This is my go-to right here, Zoa. It's way better than most of the stuff I've been drinking. No sugar, and doesn't tear my stomach up like Monster or Red Bull or any of that stuff. So, been very, very happy with it. And I know Jay uses. Oh, thanks.
There you go.
Jay does advanced G.
Hey, Jess. But yeah, advanced GG.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do have protein beer, dude.
Now they have a drink over in Scotland and in the UK, Iron Brew, that I really like. It's not alcoholic; it's just a drink, and I can get it here, or used to be able to. If I can go find it at the Central Market, I might pick some back up again. But yeah, wait, I bet you can mix your own. I'm not a beer drinker, so I have no idea what you could mix with a beer and have it taste good.
So it was created as a muscle recovery drink that targets gym goers and athletes.
Huh. That has to be. It definitely had to be low calorie, because if that's what the target audience is, they don't want to waste their carbs or their calories on that. Beer is an absolute last resort. That's just like, bring me the hard stuff. I'll take a scotch any day of the week, or a whiskey. I think is what he'd do.
Yeah, it's pretty much just great. They tell you what's up. Well, for the pale ale, for Sierra Nevada.
Very interesting. Yep. I'll take it.
So the thing about it, they put Budweiser's breakdown, so you actually know, and then they do IPA and stuff like that, because people want to know what else they had. That's enough about protein beer.
I'm intrigued.
You're the one who said protein beer, so I just looked it up.
I was. Well, I don't know how we. I don't remember how we transitioned to that.
How did we get protein beer?
I don't know. I don't know.
Bob, I don't either. Alcohol just finds its way to be drank.
It's Mark's fault. Let's just blame Mark. It's Mark's fault.
You know what you're probably right.
So,
yeah, there you go. My cool
there you go. Anyways, for tonight, we have a few topics lined up for everybody's viewing pleasure.
Hey, look,
not initially intended to include protein beer, but okay.
That's got to be the new selling point. We talk about protein beer here.
Right? Do we say that? I wonder how many people are just going, hey, they're talking about beer, let's show up. But we have a few topics to talk about. So. Yeah. After taking my dad to Scotland and tooled around there for 3 weeks with him, and having sampled many, I will take a scotch or a whiskey over anything any day of the week. And I don't drink often. I do once a year on the anniversary of my dad's passing. But
well, we're going to have to drink together next year. So
yeah. So for tonight's topics, we want to talk about, and I'm just going to list them off. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to go in order, because we always squirrel and go from there. I did want to touch briefly on the RTX 40 news, both the 4080 and the 4090. I want to talk about Leon Lee's V3000 Plus case, the new Elgato Stream Deck, the Black Friday sales for Xbox and PlayStation, and by proxy PC. We do have some MMO information we want to talk about, Pokemon, Gamer Awards, some Unreal Engine and Unity Engine updates that are actually going to be pretty freaking cool for Xbox S and X. And then we can go from there. But those are the main topics so far for this evening. Huh. Did you notice that, Jay? Jazz's icons worked.
He's on Twitch. That's why.
Oh, so the YouTube ones aren't fully. I'm making note, because Restream, after we're done, I have to send a thing over to Restream every time to let them know things that what I find for improvements.
YouTube do not
or
work.
Not.
But the ones from Twitch do work.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, let's see.
Dreamy. That does not surprise me for her. It does not surprise me. But yeah, we have lots of squirrel moments, and we welcome the squirrel moments. I think one of the things Jay and I, when we talked about starting this back up, is
when we get to MMOs, we'll bring up the Lost Ark.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Not that Lost Ark.
Yeah. No. You said Lost Ark, and I just literally watched the Big Bang Theory episode where Amy destroyed Sheldon and the crew's belief in the Lost Ark being the most perfect movie, because without Indiana Jones,
stop playing.
The Nazis find the Lost Ark and die. Billy approve. What does Billy approve? Oh, that's. Yeah, I don't have Billy. I don't have that TV. That plug into you, Jay?
I don't know.
That 7 TV thing? I don't know that I have that. What about Grounded? I was giving Jay guff over Grounded last week.
Yeah.
Calvin and I are still playing the crap out of it.
No, the problem is he's too good to play with us anymore, Meteor, so...
Well, Jay's never on.
I'm always on. Geek just ignores me like normal.
Mm-hmm. What do you want? Are you playing PlayStation mostly now?
Yeah, or? I've been playing PlayStation for a little bit. I mean, I'm getting the use out of it.
Wow, that's
plus I've been trying stuff from Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
Because if I happen to like the game and I know it's going to eventually go away, I'll just buy it on PlayStation. Because some of them are on PlayStation.
Yeah, it depends, and also depends on the price.
I've been getting them cheaper. So,
that's interesting.
Yeah,
we'll have to talk about that when we get to the Black Friday sale conversation. One of the things that we're going to talk about is performance on the Xbox too. They're making some pretty cool changes that I wasn't aware of. Until I read
I'm not
about
using the new Xbox. You got to remember, I'm using the Project Scorpio edition. So that's the Series X.
Well, so
the One X.
The bad news is for everyone with old generation consoles, whether it be Xbox or PlayStation, due to the updates with Unreal Engine 5, the Unity engines, and everything else, both platforms are going to stop doing the old generation support for the new games. Right. So you're going to see that start to transition out over the next year or so.
I mean, we knew it was all coming up.
Yeah.
Meteor says if she had a fill-in, it would be her.
Oh, we still love her. We don't mean to hurt anybody. They have Bucks 1X. So that will unfortunately not see Xbox X. That will see Bob. That will see performance updates, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. They're actually really cool what they were talking about.
Lion Lee.
Did I put Lion Lee?
I fixed it.
My gosh. You fixed it. Okay, thank goodness.
What's up, Doughboy?
Leon Lee.
Look, all right, this is Beard. That is working on it for him.
Bearded brethren. Yeah, I'm keeping mine around a 3, a trimmer 3 right now. If it gets much bigger, it's not as much comfortable to me.
You said trim 3. I don't know.
Who was it yesterday? Trish. Was it Trish that tagged you? And you're like, that's too clean to be my beard. That's too clean to be my beard. I was like, okay. Yeah. So what do we want to start with?
Theirs was straight and everything. So I was like,
they were all. It was like they'd steamed it and straightened it and put it through the hair cooler. And I was just like, that's too much work, man. It
really is.
I'll pass on that one.
Me too. So why do you think it's like this? There's the dog.
And appearance number 2. Actually. He's right on time.
Well, they didn't see the other appearance, so.
Yeah.
No boy, how's it going?
This dog has been in a lover mood all day today, and he had driving me nuts in the meetings and everything. So hurt me to cut mine, but it was a charity. Yeah.
It'll definitely come back, so.
Yeah. But Dreamy, we had a lot of fun with the dogs. The Malamute got a big cut on his leg, and he's almost healed now. And they were fighting, and this one here got a cut on the inside of his leg, so that one's almost healing. The vet educated us. We found out the difference between the ointments, the anti-infection ointments that don't hurt versus the ones that do. If you want the cuts to heal faster and you want to leave them open, basic stories, get the ones that hurt. Because they leave a taste the dogs don't particularly care for, so they won't lick it as much. And it was interesting. But luckily, my vet just told us everything over the phone. So he's like, you can bring him in, and we could charge you $250 a pop, or you can just leave the wound open and put this antibiotic on it. I was like, okay. And then he said, if it looks weird or gets a smell to it, then bring him in. But we kept it clean and everything, so. Moral of the story, 2 male dogs fighting. It happens. Usually do my wear on Dane.
You knew Dan was gonna say. I mean, look at his
name. Dane. Oh, good times. Good times. Anyways, Jay, what do you want? You pick the topic that we're going to start with.
Okay.
That it is, Mark. That it is.
We're just gonna start right there.
The RTX 40 news.
That's exactly where we're going to start.
Okay.
Keyword is yet media. Joe already know it's a trap.
Trap. So there's a couple things that happened with RTX 40 in the news this week, right? The biggest one is Gamers Nexus was able to repeatedly recreate the melting issue, and they got with NVIDIA. NVIDIA finally made a statement upon the melting issue because they came out and they told last week, NVIDIA came out and told everybody only use their adapter. It's the safe one. Well, no, not so much. Gamers Nexus was able to prove that the adapter for the RTX 40 from NVIDIA was actually melting. It wasn't a third-party cable, and it was mostly due because of the design on the player, the user, or the consumer not seating the cable all the way.
Right, Joe?
So what you have to do
Indeed, Dave.
is make sure you, before you put they want you to mount the adapter cable or the power cable to the card so you know it's firmly seated and clicked in place all the way before you actually mount the video card inside the case. This will be true for both the RTX 4080 16 and the RTX 4090. They did come out and say that they will honor every RMA. Doesn't matter if it's a user error, because they classified 3 errors. Two of them were end user, and one was a particle error issue in design. So they just came out, and Gamers Nexus made them confirm that they would honor all RMAs on the melted cables and the cards that are impacted by it. So that's the good news on that one. The other one, which I don't have a thing for, is the freaking RTX 4080 16 gig benchmarks are out, and it's not good. It is way overpriced. There was a tweet the other day that says one of these things isn't like the other, where it showed the RTX 3080 and then the 2080 and the pricing at $699. All of a sudden you go to $1,200. Its performance is under that of the 7900 XTX. Across the board, even with ray tracing to a degree. Ray tracing won in a couple of things, but not very, very much. So the 7900 XTX by AMD is only $1,000, whereas the 4080 is starting at $1,199, which means most of the stuff that you're going to be able to get your hands on is going to cost you between $1,300 and $1,500 based off what the AIBs are showing. So if people were to ask me, if you've got a use case for the 4090 and you want to use all that memory, aka if you're doing a lot of video editing, you're doing a lot of data mining, not crypto mining, but like analysis
Dane,
and stuff like that.
That price point is just not worth it for that.
Yeah. So 4090 still leads for me at $1,600 to $1,750. I would never pay $2,000 for an RTX 4090. And then the 7900 XTX, and then the 4080 16 gig. NVIDIA is going to have to do something to drop the price on that, because it's just it's not worth it in my book to spend that kind of money when people are on a budget still. We're in a recession, worldwide recession, right? Silicon Valley's laying off people right and left. Businesses are still doing that. They're trying to resecure. We got all that. Is just it's not worth it.
Crazy that even the 7900 XT at $899 is still going to be better than the 4080.
Right. And then NVIDIA did
$899.
Yep, and NVIDIA did leak that they're going to bring out the 4080 12 gig as like a 4070, but the pricing on that one is going to be, everyone's speculating they're going to list that one as $899 to compete. No. That 40, there's no way that card, based on its performance leaks, is going to come anywhere near competitive at that price. NVIDIA definitely has to get their heads out of their butts, especially since Intel just updated their cards and their support for the XeSS, which is their upscaling, and they're starting to outperform the 4080s in some of their big card testing. So you give it 6 months or so, and Intel starts releasing another generation of their card because they're committed to it. NVIDIA's got to get their heads out of their butts. That's all there is to it.
Maybe don't hold your breath.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, NVIDIA for the longest time was king, and they got so full of themselves like Intel did with the processor. They didn't expect to be dethroned.
They didn't think somebody was going to come from left field and just throw in there.
They should have, though, with all the improvements that AMD has made to the processor realm.
But Geek, with the point that they stand at, you really think they're looking like you really think that people that are making these choices are taking time to look around?
Yeah. What's intriguing too is there's only been 125,000 4090s sold.
Yeah, because I mean, I'd rather get the AMD card. So
yeah, I mean, I'm getting the 4090, but I have a way different use case than most people, given that I use it in a lot of different ways. Restream, I mean, seriously, buy a really good video card and a PS5 for the same prices.
You could buy the $899, the 7900,
actually
and a PS5.
You can buy the 7900
XTX and a
PS5, and the Xbox Series S because they're on sale for $250 right now for Black Friday. You could literally pretty much come close to that.
Yeah, that's the thing. They expect their name to.
Yeah, their name's getting. They're having such a public relations nightmare right now because of their overpricing and the fires. AMD's CEO just the other day tossed huge fire at them, NVIDIA, for the fires and the melting, and called it poor testing, poor planning, and denial. It was an interesting way he ripped into him on. So that was interesting to watch unfold. But yeah, and the fact that NVIDIA chased EVGA away, that was sad, but I don't know that EVGA is going to miss the GPU market because it's a very highly competitive market, and there's already been 2 other AIBs stepping into that realm. So there's not a lot of money to make at it unless you have a reputable name.
For the 7900 XTX.
Mm-hmm. That comes out on December 13th.
Yeah, but they're saying it's only 10% slower currently.
That's only when you factor in. Yeah, that's it. The only where that it fails in a gaming instance or even a streaming instance is when you have ray tracing involved.
Yeah, I mean, what is it?
That's the big one.
Yeah, man, it probably could have. But
so
yeah, you won't know.
But yeah, that card that Jay got and tested seemed like it could. It would have been. Jay wasn't the only one that got. EVGA sent him out to Gamers Nexus. Jay's 2 cents. Paul's Hardware got one. Tom's Hardware got one, but they don't really do a lot of video stuff. Kyle got one. A few of the other streamers, one Drendiger, who does a lot of custom water block work for overclocking, got one. It would have been a pretty decent card, but yeah. And EVGA became one of my favorite board manufacturers just because of their customer service. Unfortunately, they're just focusing now on motherboards, and they might start focusing on some other, and then their power supplies and some other peripherals, which have a better revenue stream. I guess you could say, less of an issue on the revenue, trying to get the parts. The other thing that everyone's worried about here is the current overseas conditions with between China and Taiwan, and how that's going to impact semiconductor production, mainly for TSMC, which is the largest producer, but it'll probably shift over to the US and a few other destinations. We'll see. Hopefully, Switch works out for them. I hope so. I want to see EVGA succeed.
Using a 2x8 though.
Yeah. I really don't understand why we went to the 12 pin. We didn't. It wasn't needed. And I was reading one of the theories off of the NVIDIA forums where they were talking about the reason that they don't think that the cables were seated all the way, and this might be why NVIDIA is taking all RMA seriously, is because people were overly concerned if they pushed too hard on the power plug on the board of the card that it might break that, because it's not exactly the most sturdy. So all I know is that I'm hoping to start my new build in less than 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah. We might have a different case for you to go after, Joe. Jay, why don't we switch over to the Leon Lee case?
That's fine.
So Leon Lee.
I'm gonna remove the thing now.
Yeah, that's fine. Came out.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, that case looked nasty.
It looks awesome. 4 fans in the front. 4, dude. And it's got room for 4 fans across the top. That tells us it's in the measurements. It's got the length for the new cards and the height. Oh, it looks so good. It's not available for sale yet. I have a ticker out there. As soon as it becomes available, I already talked to Micro Center, pinged back to customer service. They will be carrying it. I am going to get this case. It's estimated to be around $260 to $300. Just FYI, it's not going to be a super cheap case, but
most of the cases are not cheap to begin with.
Yeah, but yeah. So they brought this out. Yes, you're reading that right. Can you guys see this right here? Triple 480 mil rad support. That means, Jay, you can mount.
Yeah, Dane. For him, it is chump change. To people like me and you, it's yeah.
Still not chump. I got to get past the wife. What are you talking about? Yes, hands down. This case, the manufacturer, the
media, the person that made your case is the same company.
Yeah. Airflow is they are all about cable management, organization, cooling, and airflow, right? So this case takes into account for that. But I have not seen a case before that could support 3 480 mil rads. That's a lot of cooling. And I don't know how I mean, I don't know where I would get the third rad from. I mean, I got one for the CPU, and I got one for the GPU.
Indeed.
Where would the other one go? But my understanding is we're not going to watch the video on it. Where's the? Yeah. So, so the case here, this is the back of the case for those that are wondering.
It says supports 4x480 and 1x360.
Yep.
That's a lot, dude.
It'll support that mount. Those are mounting positions, but not all at the same time. What they're saying and is confirmed is that you can have 3 480s in at the same time. So this is the back of the case. What I like about the Leon Lee is the cable management. You can mount your SSDs back here if you still want to use them. The cables coming through, the clearness, just being able to mount cleanly. Your motherboard goes here.
Is that a indented tray there too? Like, is it got some space between it?
Where?
In the back. So zoom on that picture a little bit if you can.
This is as close as I can get because of how they did their site.
Yeah, but do you see how it has the square on the outside though?
This is flat on the back. These are all flat. So this is where
it looks. No, there's a little bit space between the back and that.
Oh, here? Yeah, there is. my understanding is these will remove too if you want to make
there
more
is
space.
storage slot for tacos standby.
Yeah,
Click on the third picture. There you go.
So you,
if you want,
well, so there's actually two areas. If you want to use your traditional platter drives, you can put these here, or you can take this out to have even more room for cable management.
Yeah.
Speaking of wires, y'all have tips on how to tell a tech challenged person.
See, Dan, I told you. There's your tacos lots.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
But for me, with the way technology is today, excuse me,
take that out anyway.
I would take this out because your SSD drives. Hold on a second.
They're a lot smaller.
Just an SSD, and that would mount. You can mount 4 of these to these squares.
Taco warmers. Hey, look, Dane, and if you get fancy with it, you can even set a little bowl down there, a little butter. There you go.
But
also, Meter says needs tips to tell a tech challenge person how to fix them.
Fix what? To manage the cables? It's easy enough. But
yeah, you could use the exhaust for no, because actually it'd probably be a fire.
Yeah. So you can see here, this a little bit better now that I changed the grid of it. That you pull this out,
see that's taco warmer.
Yeah, taco warmer. I'll make some quesadillas, maybe some nachos.
Yeah, you really could. That's you got space in there to hold a quesadilla.
Yeah, but
Meteor, so explain.
Yeah, though, please explain.
Since this is not a drill,
yeah,
there's not stairs involved. So,
but yeah, so you would have the way I would mount it is
quesadilla warmer. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I am picturing Geek hooking up a portable AC unit in the front. Not needed. So
with tech new to YouTube channel.
So what I would do is I'll probably get this case and I'll put my board in.
So we're gonna fry some eggs on the side of it.
And what I like is you see all the space here and here and here for cable management to come off of the motherboard. The motherboard I'm looking at, instead of having the main power plug into it like this and then come around, actually side mounts. So it's a gigabit board.
You've already convinced him that he needs to do it.
Yeah. And then I'm going to do the CPU rad across the top, and I'll do my GPU rad on the back, and then I'm still going to leave.
Is that 2 hard drive bays down there?
Yeah. That is correct.
So a quesadilla and tacos.
Yeah, so this one here on the inside is actually SSD, and this one here is traditional platter.
But that's tacos.
Mm-hmm. So you can, with a lot of the way editing and stuff, they had a lot of content creation and stuff in mind for this, because like I've been doing like the God of War 2 hours of gameplay capture is like so 200 freaking gigs. So you fill up a space hecka fast.
Enchiladas. We'd have to do enchiladas hold the sauce, bro.
Yeah. But they're also adjustable on the position.
Yeah.
But for me, because I want really clean cable access and management, I don't want anything to show up here. I don't want anything on the back of my case. I'm just going to put it down here. My new PC case and power supply should be here next Friday. What case did you get?
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. Tell us what it is, and Geek can look it up so we can all see it.
Well, he and I talked about it. I just don't remember which one. We were talking about Fractal. We talked about a front mesh one. We even talked about Leon Lee's mesh.
Seems decent, though. Yeah.
But yeah, this one, this quickly, as soon as I saw it and saw the article on it, took over as my favorite case. So here's some more pictures. So you've got, as you can see here on the top, most of the cases right now only come with one USB-C. This one comes with 2 USB-C ports and 2 USB 3.3. Yeah. Here's your 2 Cs.
You say that,
2
right?
USB 3.2 and
Mine
2 USB 3.
With, 1 USB-C.
Yeah.
On the front. Well, that's Leon Lee's thing, though. But yeah, that thing does actually look pretty good from the front.
And it sits high enough off the ground for proper airflow. They're
What's up, Easy? How you doing?
So, Mr. Easy. But yeah, so this case quickly became
Easy.
my favorite.
How's the PC life, dude?
Yeah. Oh, this part, Jay, you'll like this part. This is ease of access. If you're trying to do anything to the case, it just pivots open.
That is so simple
On both sides. It is
just like the mesh case.
Yeah.
I do like that though. That's reminds me of Corsair's front thing.
Yeah.
The way they do this.
So yeah. It's just I saw it, I read the articles, I watched the video on it, and
yeah, I figured you'd be playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
It really doesn't need to come out in white.
But yeah, so a lot of people were saying, oh, it's a glass front. It's not glass, it's mesh front. It looks fine. And the reason I prefer this over a glass panel front is this allows for so much better airflow. For those people that don't want to go with rads, they just
see the difference is though, like the thing with Leon Lee's cases though, even if there is a glass front, they have on the back side is where my mesh is to pull in air from.
Yep.
So,
so for those that are interested in this bad boy, I'll link it here in chat right now. But yeah, it you should start seeing it on sale. I think sometime next week, if my understanding is correctly. I don't know when, but yeah, it's this when I saw the video and the layouts for it, there's a really good YouTube video in here on it. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. And somebody just messaged me. Oh, Doughboy did. He got the he got the MSI Gungnir 110 AMD case, which is pretty decent. The price on it's actually pretty dang good. He got it from I won't tell him where he got it from, and the decent enough power supply to run what he's got for his system. Are you gonna go with me to Microstone when it's time? Sure, dude. We can vlog it.
Are you gonna go to Microstone for me?
I can go for you. Yeah, that's not a problem. So, Micro Center has a really good partnership with Leon Lee, so they always carry. You didn't have a 350 watts in that one, did you?
Wow.
I was running it. Wow. Okay. Wow. I could have swore you had something more. Wow. Yeah, you're going to see all sorts of performance. That case you have, though, there's a reason MSI discontinued that one case. The airflow is atrocious. Is a bit mean. So yeah.
350 though.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I touched a 350 watt power supply.
I've got the old like 450 one, you know, the non-mod, like the old school, like the real old thing. It's still got like Molex plugs on it.
That's wow.
I don't use it. It just sits there.
I don't even think I have any PCs that have that stuff on them anymore. And I've got a couple PCs in the garage.
It just sits there now.
Yeah, I've got two A5 PC cases in the garage. They just don't have GPUs that would fit them because you have to go low profile.
Doughboy, is it as old as Geek? That's how we base things now.
Now his is newer than that. Notice something. One part of their site says 16 fans max, and the other says 7. So, no. That's because when they're talking about the 16 fan versus the 17, it'll support 16 fans with their snap technology. You can do groups of 4 and bracket those all together. And then one fan in the back of the case for rear exhaust if you want to go that route. They do need to kind of clarify that, but I understand what they were saying about the case, Joe. I have no Apple products, never will. That's just me. I'm not an Apple fan. I don't think their product is necessarily bad. I think their pricing is horrible and their customer service is atrocious and they're predatory. So pass. Not to say that's not a good thing, but the Apple IGS is that's right out of, I think that's high school, right?
Because the thing is though, it's like I've never paid for either iPhone that I've actually had. They were both free.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Apple IGS was the apples that were in the school and computer lab in high school for me. So 92, 93, just so people know. Yeah, so speaking of that too, I have an IBM PS1 if that's in good shape, you might find a buyer for it. That's a collector right there, man. I'm telling you. So for those that don't know as well, if you are into streaming, and I'm going to get one of these. The Elgato one-up themselves.
What up, Jaquan?
What's going on, Jaquan? This little bad boy, it might, because I have the big Stream Deck right now with the 32 keys on it. And you're like, why would you go from 32 to just 8?
Yeah, well, it definitely does look good.
This screen right here is a touch screen. So not only are you getting your live information here, but it's because it's a touch screen, you can swipe. So instead of like on my Stream Deck right now, where I have an up arrow and then a bunch of folders to tag between them, I can just swipe left or right to get to whatever set I'm after and have them in order. And then these knobs right here, I can use for adjusting like volumes or like streamer data, what they're hearing, what I'm hearing, game volume up or down, gains up or down. And then you can use the foot pedal or you can use a shift key or anything on your keyboard. And all of a sudden these go from giving you, because the way the knobs work is they're left for one control, spin right for another control if you want, depending on how you want to macro them or map them. And then you can push on them. So you can get out of one button 3 functions basically, or you can set it if you want to do volume control or anything. But if you press the shift button, that's another completely different set of functions. So all of a sudden these 4 go from 4 to 8 to 12 to 16. I think the one guy that was doing a review on it, he had mapped a pedal on his foot pedal for doing just specifically handling voice data inside of Discord, inside of the game, inside of the chat, things like this, live streaming. And then he had a shift key on his keyboard for doing other controls. I had another control on his keyboard for doing all the lighting in his office. It was really interesting. So I'm really excited to see what we can do with this one. They finally came up. They took it to the next level.
It's going to be interesting to see what we can do.
It's definitely going to be interesting. The other really cool thing about it is for everybody that wants to use the Wave 3 or the Elgato Wavelink software, but they don't have a Wave microphone from Elgato or a microphone from Elgato, meaning that it wouldn't work. This takes that place, so you could use whatever microphone you want and still get the Elgato Wavelink software to work to separate out all of your audio and everything. So if you want to separate your browser sources,
they essentially took their Wave software that they had already. That was what was I going to say? Geek helped me out here that they had that was software wise. That was like with the Wave XLR.
Yeah, the Wavelink.
So they took that and threw it together with a Stream Deck, and here we are.
Yeah, and it's not, and for the price, $200,
but it's trying to compete with the Go XLR.
Yeah, well, the Go LXR had to drop their prices because the Go LXR I think was up to 1.500. I think now it's what $399 or $350. I don't remember. I'd have to go look. But overall,
actually,
knowing.
So it depends. On Dorama, it's $249.
So it has come down quite a bit then.
It's $250 on Amazon.
Oh, that is freaking awesome. So
yeah, because remember Razer came out with one too.
I'm not touching Razer products. I'm
sorry.
But
I'm saying like the Helicon Go XLR, the one that's got the 4 things on it, the 4 sliders and everything. That thing is $250.
Nice. So you can do this. You can get an XLR input and everything, and Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. It's still got this the Stream Deck.
Even the mini is 139.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang, I don't like Razer at all. They used to be good, and then they got cocky and full of price. Again, they went the same way as like Apple. We're going to overcharge and nickel and dime you for every aspect of our product. When I was helping somebody troubleshoot their headphones, their dongle that came with their wireless headphone died. Razer's response to them for customer service: "Oh no, we don't sell replacement dongles. You're going to have to get a whole new headset at full price." What the crap? And they're like, "Well, it's not possible." See, Microsoft does it. Logitech does it. Freaking SteelSeries does it. I can buy a dongle.
If Razer's would have been good, it would have been so great.
Yeah.
Their contraption they came out with.
Yeah. No.
Good. You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, I do. They didn't. I think it's still available, but it doesn't sell very well.
But here's the thing: it costs just as much. So I could go buy the Go XLR instead of buying the Razer Stream controller.
Yeah. And the reality is most of the streamers out there are going to start off with a USB mic. You know, a dynamic mic instead of an XLR. Yeah, and with the way they've done software, people don't really notice the difference anymore.
Honestly, though.
Yeah.
Because I would like, because the Wave XLR I think is like 150 as well. And so yes, it would save you money if you don't already have a Stream Deck to just get that piece instead.
Yeah, I mean, and it integrates with a lot of their other stuff. I don't think the camera's good. I want to get the new camera too. We haven't talked about the camera. That'd be a different one. I want to get that camera for my wife since she's starting to stream. Yeah, Crass.
No, I was just saying overall, like I trust their cameras to work.
Yeah.
Simply because I have one right there.
Yeah.
So
they're key lights. I don't need their key lights. I'll stick with the cheap ones that I have.
I didn't realize that thing had dropped down so low though.
The Go LXR? Yeah, I didn't either. I hadn't looked at it for like 6 months or so. I think it's been a while. Yeah, I'm happy. I saw that. It's on my list. I still got to get the foot pedal hooked up, but I'm going to wait on that now because I want to get that new Stream Deck Plus.
And try to do it all at once.
And then what I can do, because my wife's going to watch this later and she's going to get mad at me, but she can be challenged on some of the things she does. But if I can set buttons up for her and label them on the old Stream Deck, so she just has to hit the button, she doesn't have to ask questions or anything, that's going to help her out quite a bit. But she's going to need a second camera for her setup. Because she's going to have the face cam and then she's going to have one.
He's already prepared.
Yeah.
I'm
already justifying that expense. But the reality is if I can get her streaming and get her consistent with it, I think she's with the craft that she does, because she does miniature resin work, miniature clay work, and firing and stuff like that. And then she builds these really intricate miniature models like castle reproductions of Japan, all that. I think she'll get to a point where she can turn that into a good enough revenue stream that she doesn't have to work the job that she works right now, and she'll have the money. That's the main goal. I want to free up her schedule so she doesn't have to go into a job that she doesn't want to go in. She just wants to make money to have extra money of her own. So that's the idea. Yeah, right, Dane. There's a huge market for all that stuff. And people are like, when I first talked about it in one of my other streams, they're like, "Oh, you mean like the Gundam kits and everything?" No. I'm not talking Gundams. I'm talking, let me see if I can find one that I originally got for her. I think Jay knows what I'm talking about, right?
You talking about the kits?
Yeah.
They actually build?
Yeah, that she was building. Do I have one listed still? Yeah. So right here. Squirrel moment. So these kind of things is what she builds. And you might like that doesn't look like a lot, but they're only this big, man. They're for the much detail that goes into those kind of buildings.
Jake, I was thinking you were talking about this, right? So when you was talking about that.
Yeah, but she's also done castles and some other stuff, and like this one here is super detailed for it's like high end. I mean, every single one of those things in here is hand done, and she does it on a micro level. It's crazy. Black is available now for.
What's up there?
What Joe? Black is what? Black Friday. The case is going for $4.99. Where? I thought the case was supposed to retail for $3.99. Oh, let me look at that.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
She has that one. Here, I'll show everybody.
That's what I thought you were talking about. Yeah. I see the link. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, she has. These
this is what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah. So she's done all that stuff too. She's got two in the living room.
Models I was talking about.
Yeah, she.
They take a lot of time.
I don't have like I can build the Gundams and I do really well at that, and I've learned how to work around the issues with my hand and the numbness. But my wife does some super serious detail work.
MSRP of $4.99, but this is from Tech Power Up.
Let me pull that up. Hold on.
Sent to you.
Yeah, I have a weird. You guys are just seeing my shopping cart. Let me pull up the link Joe sent to me.
There you go.
Tech Power Up. Okay. For an MSRP of $4.99. I wonder if Microsoft is going to be running the discount on it at first. I don't see this case remaining at $4.99. Not to stay. I mean, it's a bloody beautiful case, but I think that pricing is just based on the fact that it's designed for the larger GPUs. There's not a lot of them out there yet. But look at that layout, dude, Jay. That's gorgeous.
Yep. Well, because now you're aimed down too and everything, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe. I mean,
I'm never going. I'm not. I won't do a full liquid loop on any of my builds anymore.
But no, Gig, this is the site that I thought you meant because this is where I get some of my stuff from too. So,
look,
the one that I sent you the link beforehand.
Oh yeah. Oh, the model one. Yeah. We had that's if I was to pull it back up, you would see that it's bookmarked already for my stuff. Yeah. So the Leon Lee case, do I think it's worth $4.99? Yeah, I think it's worth $4.99. What I understand, I'm probably going to be able to get it for $3.99. And it's definitely worth the $400 case with the room that it gives you. So you have airflow control and the ability and flexibility to put what you can into it. Yeah. I need enough room for a canoe just to fit your 40 series. Yeah. I would pay. Well, given Leah and Lee's reputation, their cooling and the space in there, and what's going on with the new RTX cards, even the AMD 7900 series cards, you need the space because what's happening with some of the older cases that are being used, like the one I have now, I think the case that Jay has on his desk could be sufficient. And Doughboy ran into this one with his case. Is the case might be big, but it looks bigger on the outside than it is on the inside. So airflow is becoming a really big issue. And while those cards are cycling thermals down, you remember the new CPUs, both Intel and AMD's new generation of processors, CPUs are running hotter, much hotter than they used to. So the heat dispersion is building up inside those cases. And people aren't ready for that. So they need to have all that airflow. And that's one of the reasons why you've seen this case supporting so many fans. With the market, and they got to recover the speed there. I think Leon Lee's most likely taking advantage of the fact there's not a lot of cases on the market, so they could get away with it right now. but I do think it'll probably eventually settle down about $399. You might even get down to $350, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll drop though.
But for me, I would still say it's worth the $400-$500 price. Yeah, probably the problem I have with wait, Dane, is that market for models or market for cases? Either way, model the models, there's a ton of market space out of there. But there's some really bad models, just like there are with cases. Dog's back.
Yep.
The cases can be just as bad.
Discontinued case is mid RTX.
I would say that the majority of the cases out there, like probably 60%, 70% of the cases, are overpriced crap. That's why I do a lot of reading. I watch a lot of the case breakdowns by a few of the more reputable streamers and content creators and reviewers out there. Video revenue. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Towards the streaming capabilities for, yeah. I got that, Dane. That's why I'm trying to get her to do it, because she's extremely talented at that stuff. Some of the figurines that she's made, like Among Us recreations and necklaces and bookmarks and stuff, and the things that she's done with these clay and resin, it's just fantastic. She's still trying to get me to build take my Star Wars board game stuff, which has replica size X-Wings and Millennium Falcons and Star Destroyers and all that stuff, and build a LED resin desk with them, or a coffee table for conversation point. Haven't done that yet, but yeah, I think she could do really, really well with that. We just have to get her to do it. So anyways, yeah. So is the Stream Deck going to be worth it? I definitely think it's going to be 100% super duper worth it.
See, the other thing is that too, man, I think it's going to be worth it. You know, especially if you're using a USB mic and stuff like that. But I don't see it being worth it in my case.
Well, it still integrate with everything that you're trying to do.
Yes, but see, what's the point of having the Wave XLR and that sitting there when it's kind of redundant?
Do you have the XLR?
Yeah, the Wave XLR.
Yeah. For what you're trying. Well, see, for myself and I don't know that I would use the new Stream Deck for the Wavelink software. I have a Wavelink microphone. I don't use their software.
It's supposed to be the selling point for other people, though.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I would probably spend $50 more and just buy the Go XLR if I was going to go that route.
Yeah, but the functionality I get with the buttons off of it to be able to do all sorts of different things for streaming and editing, because you can also, I don't use the Stream Deck specifically just for streaming or audio. I have it set up to run Python scripts and launching stuff and
like
killing
I've got
services.
Different sections besides the stream stuff for mine. So I mean,
when I was actively playing Destiny 2 and it would hang and freeze, and the only way to bring that down was to launch Task Manager and end the Steam or end the Destiny 2 executable, but because it would lock the screen, I couldn't pull that up. I literally mapped a script to run by pushing the button on the deck to kill that all off, and it would save my bacon multiple times. But there's a lot of functionality to it. But yeah, it depends on the use cases that you're going to have. If the price is right and time too, I will get the white one and the gunmetal one look pretty freaking awesome. The system I want to build is all white. The next rig I have is going to be all white components to do a black and white juxtaposition between the two systems, streaming versus the gaming. my wife said once it's done, I still have to get. She's like, well, if you're going to do all that, then you need to make sure it shows up in your stream. And I'm like going, I don't know if I can do that, but we'll try.
You knew it was
but I still want it to look good.
You knew it was coming though. When you said you were going to do all that,
yeah,
you knew what she was going to say. Before she did.
Yeah,
white does reflect light pretty good.
Yep. So, you want to talk about Pokemon real quick? I don't have a lot to talk about on it. Yeah,
because I mean,
so those that don't know, Pokemon Scarlet Violet launched today. I know Easy's playing it. I believe God Eater's playing it. We have it. We haven't played it yet. But some people are ripping on it because the graphics. You don't play the Pokemon games for the graphics show. It's designed for a Switch, which is not, as we talked about last stream, is not the most power horse or updated system. But the gameplay for it and the Pokemon to be able to ride around on Pokemon and different characters being introduced in the story. From everything I've watched from gameplay and feedback on the game, it's phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to playing it, although I think my kids will probably play it a lot more than me, just like they did last time. Especially since we have family coming in from Japan. It'll be interesting to see if they like to play it as well. Way behind on Pokemon games. Last Pokemon game I played was Pokemon Blue.
Yeah, that's
yeah. I would say you're a little ways behind there.
I mean,
so, yeah,
you definitely a little ways behind there, bud. Just say.
Yeah. But what we might be doing is because I sent some funds over to the sister-in-law, and again, she's bringing over a bunch of stuff from Gundam Base that we can't get in the U.S. But they're also stopping off at the Pokemon store and getting some Pokemon cards for the kids again that you can only get in Japan, as well as a couple. This sounds really, really weird to say, but some limited plushies that you can only get in Japan that you can't get shipped either. But one of the things that Sharon and I had talked about as well is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in Japanese. Getting that card. Those cartridges. I don't know if I want to or not because they would just be collectors. And I don't know if it'll be worth the value on that. I don't have 3DS or a Switch. I only have a GB, a GBC, GBA, and DS Lite. Yeah. Pokemon seems to be the thing right now. CB might want to. So Dane, I do know that that CB has the Switch and he's going to be playing it. He'd even talked about streaming it. But I won't put words in his mouth or anything. He did say during the stream once or twice that he's thinking about it. He's starting to branch out on the game content that he streams, so I think it'd be pretty cool. I would if he starts playing it, I would tune in straight up. I love watching him play Mario Brothers or Super Mario. So yeah. I think with the way that CB's built his community, I think he'd be able to transition and have a pretty loyal following base to somebody want to block that. I don't know whose site that's on. Is that mine or yours? There it is. It's mine. Worked. Hide user. Move. Report. I'm getting hit already. So, you know what I need to do? Joe, are you in my YouTube channel? If you're in my YouTube stream, Joe, can you type something in there for me so I can make you a moderator? Oh, never mind, I found you. I'm going to make you a moderator in the YouTube chat. There you go. Okay.
Same thing, Dan.
Yeah. So if you see that hop up again, Joe, if you wouldn't mind, you shouldn't. I already timed him out and removed him, but They need to do something. YouTube really needs to fix their crap, man. Just.
But that's why I added Dane as well.
Yeah.
But
I need to get if I can get Dane. If Dane, if you're in mine as well, I'm gonna make you. Yeah, just have Dane type something. Yeah. So, I don't know. I just
yeah, that's how it is, Doughboy. They really want their attention.
It's an unfortunate. They're just drives me nuts that. This is the confusing part here, man. I had to find the names because Restream. I'm looking at both chats. This is Restream. So it's like, gotta find it. But I know Easy's got the Twitch one covered. So it happens mostly in YouTube chats, though. But anyway, sorry about that. Back to the Pokemon. So far, it looks really worth it. The good news is you're big enough that you are getting hit at it now. It typically happens to anyone that monetizes. So, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's cool, but
I don't have that problem until I.
You will soon. You will soon if you stay consistent. You will. It's a goal. It's a goal. Pokemon so far. Do you want to be famous? Want to be famous? Now I'm thinking of Young Guns with Emilio Estevez. You want to be famous? So I haven't played it yet, Dreamy, but I'm looking forward to it. Everything that I've seen, the gameplay wise, the graphics look okay to me. I'm not rating it on Unreal 5 or anything like that, but the graphics look decent. The story looks really good. The new type of mechanics they're introducing, fantastic across the board. So I would say so far everything I've seen about it, it looks worth it. Now for me, since I have the two kiddos back there, 2 Switches in the house, I bought both Scarlet and Violet so they could play it against each other and get unlocks and everything. So if those that don't understand what that means is each game version offers certain unlock characters and whatnot that are only available in that version. So Scarlet only has a few Pokemon and stuff, and Violet have a few. But if you play together, you can trade across the games, and you can get both. So that's why we get both of them. What is Arceus, Jay? What is Arceus? I don't know.
The god of Pokemon.
The god of Pokemon? Yes, Calvin's like, the god. Okay. I did not know that. So
you know Mew is older than Mewtwo? Because Mewtwo was actually made after Mew. That's why there's a 2 in Mewtwo's name.
Gotcha. I'm now getting schooled on Pokemon by my 7-year-old.
What buffering thing in your chat?
I did not, Dreamy, I didn't get it. The last one I got was Sword and Shield. But yeah. So I couldn't tell you for sure. But the Scarlet one I'll be able to tell you as soon as we start playing it. Sword and Shield was fantastic. Really, really good.
He's buffering. That's why I put that there for him. His head's buffering.
My what's buffering?
Your head. Your brain.
Oh, yeah. Buffer, yeah. It's like, I was like, okay.
See, Dane, I was right. He is buffering.
My brain broke. Yeah, but as soon as we have it, we'll stream some of it and get a better review of it. Oh, here comes Gabby.
You can let us know when you do it.
You got a Snorlax making a guest appearance. How's your tummy? Better? Okay.
Like, a little bit still sick.
A little bit? Okay. That's okay. Snorlax. You know, CB has that one too. Okay. All right. I love you. And you can put it away?
You can use it.
No, I don't want to use it. I don't have space in here for it. You guys keep... No. Okay. Apparently, we're going to have guest Snorlax for the rest of the night.
Yep. Seems that way.
Anyways, Pokemon...
He should have took stairs.
It should have taken the stairs.
Taking stairs.
Yeah, so I would say Pokemon, worth it 100% to find out. If it's not something you're into, you can... Easy's Mr. Easy Clap is playing it right now. You can probably hit him up on Discord or in chat and stuff, and he'll be able to give you a better feedback on it.
Indeed, always take the stairs.
Yep. So, anyways. Do you want to talk about MMOs or Xbox, PlayStation, Game Awards? What do you want to talk about?
Let's go ahead and knock this Game Awards out the way.
Okay. So, I don't know how many of you saw the Game Awards list, the nominees and everything. I agree with the majority of the people making comments out there. I don't think that the list is accurate. A lot of the nominees and everything are the Gamer Awards.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, they haven't. It's not till December 8th when they come out. And I'll probably stream that. I have nowhere to sit the Snorlax. Here, hold it. There you go. So a lot of people were like, I don't understand how some of these games made it into the Game of the Year. So, and Jay and I played the crap out of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Do you think that's a Game of the Year contender?
From like the point of view that I look at the game now, it's a niche game.
It's niche. And while it was really well done and everything, I find it... Okay, puppy, I know that you want attention, but there's 2 kids over there. Go bug them. Just like Plague Tale Requiem, it's a short game.
Yeah.
I watched his stream. So people are just like, did people vote on it or being paid to push it? There's a lot of speculation on that right now. So like the Game of the Year, the only ones that actually people feel that should have been on there, Elden Ring. And even though God of War just came out, God of War is definitely right up there. And Stray. They're questioning, why is Plague Tale Requiem on there? Why is Horizon Forbidden West on there? As well as Xenoblade Chronicles. Now, that doesn't mean those aren't great games.
Received, but it's to a certain audience. It's not like as broad.
Right. Now, that said, we also have to remember, one of the things when I was reading about all this stuff is, we also have to remember the Game Awards is global and not just US specific. So Xenoblade Chronicles was huge in Asia.
Yeah, but that's just Asia, dude. That's still a whole world left.
Yeah. Yeah. So of the games in there, only 3 of them really stood out to me because Stray was fantastic. I think Stray was really well done. But and then you scroll down and you can see again. I don't even know what Immortality is. I had to go look that game up. And if where Jay and I are constantly talking about different games and stuff, and we're looking at like metadata.
Chronicles 3 has sold 1.72 million units.
Yeah, that's a ton compared to a lot of the other games.
Elden Ring is at 17.5 million.
Yeah. What's God of War at?
Hold on, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they've put the new numbers out yet. Let's see. Yeah, because they put them in order. Let me scroll them down. No, they don't have that one out yet. Let's see how many it sold. But I mean, even God of War from 2018 sold 23 million.
Yeah, it's crazy. God of War had huge sales, then pre-sales, but So you got the game direction, Elden Ring. I can see God of War. I can see Horizon Forbidden West. When that came out and everyone was streaming it, there was so much controversy about was it worth the price? Was it worth the length? They made a bunch of graphical changes. Some of it felt good, some of it felt bad. Having played and beat the game, I agreed with that one. I don't think it's a game of the year. I don't think it should be. It's on there. The reason they took that is I think they listed it more for other reasons. What we won't go into. Best narrative. Again, you're seeing repeats here. I don't understand some of these choices. Plague Tale, very small sales, not badly received, but a niche again. Niche. The Immortality, half mermaid. Scorn, the art direction. It's they got that because of the shock and awe of the vulgarity of it. I look at Game Awards for
what was that Plague thing again? What was that? Plague Tale what? Requiem?
Plague Tale Requiem. It just came out. It's a sequel.
Dude, it sold 1 million.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, since all this was there, I was just curious about what it sold.
Oh, Mark, I'm going to tell you right now, God of War Ragnarok is totally worth like even $70 or $80. It's a phenomenal game. They took the 2018 God of War and continued on the story, the graphics, the mechanics, added to it. But again, I don't agree that Scorn was on that list. It's a very niche game. It's a horror game. It's a very short game. They're trying to give a weird kind of a message. So art direction, I think they got listed because it was a shock and awe. I totally disagreed with their nomination, and the majority of the people out there kind of felt the same way. Score and music. Again, why do we keep seeing the same games? Xenoblade Chronicles has great music. God of War, while it's got some good music and everything, I would still lean towards like the Chronicles or Elden Ring. Just because it's not their music isn't God of War's got a good score, but it can be repetitive. Elden Ring I don't think is repetitive. Doughboy, I watched
Stray has 2.6 mil sold.
Yeah, Stray was fan. But the thing, I think Stray would have gone even further if it was they had eventually made it free to play.
Yeah,
when it was
it's still doing relatively well though.
Yeah, but yeah, audio design. Again, I think the biggest thing that people were really taking issue with was the fact that it's the same games over and over, and they're not really major games, or weren't considered to be that. I mean, yeah,
because again, dude, Scorn on PC,
yeah,
been not very much.
I mean, it's a 4-hour game, maybe 5.
You're looking at 239K.
Yeah.
Steam.
Again, games for Impact. I don't understand. I mean, I haven't heard of any of these. These are indie games. So maybe I don't understand what they mean by the games for Impact category. And More Blue, Dusk Falls. And again, Jay and I go over all sorts of games all the time. And do you remember talking about any of these or seeing them on any lists?
Not really. I've never heard of any of those of that list above.
Continuing ongoing games: Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Genshin Impact. I see either Final Fantasy or Genshin winning the ongoing game. I did vote. I tell you right now, I would not vote for Destiny at all. Ongoing game where they have constant bugs, platform performance issues, and everything. Can't do that. Apex Legends, the Apex is doing really well as far as first-person shooter because they're always bringing out new content. So maybe, but as far as player base goes, I don't know. I can see Final Fantasy just cleaning up on that one. See, now this is where I'm confused, Jay. You got games for Impact, stuff that I haven't heard, and then you have best indie game. Cult of Lamb, I can see or Sifu, both of those, or Stray, or Tunic. I've heard of 4 of the 5 games.
Yeah.
Or played 4 of the 5 games.
Cult of Lamb is in the top 5?
Yeah. And Calvin's like, I don't know if Cult of Lamb deserves to be in the top 5. Sure is a fun game, but what do you think, Jay?
I mean, so that's what I'm looking at. Like some of these things too is like I've heard of some of these, or like because actually Marcus played Sifu.
Yeah, I've done.
Well, I watched.
I've played
play that. So
yeah, I've played Cult of Lamb.
Mhm.
I have
heard about
played
that. I didn't play it
Sifu.
myself.
We beat Tunic and we beat Stray. I don't know what Neon White is. I literally have to go look it up. But as far as best new indie game, I had to vote for Stray. The concept behind it, and the storytelling, and the design, and the puzzles, enjoyable, decent amount of gameplay, worth it across the board. Sifu was good, but it's just another combat fighting game. I felt, sure, if you died, you had this thing, and you had to start over this and all that other stuff, but it felt, while different, it still felt like a fighting, like a Tekken game or a Get Over Here, not so much Mortal Kombat, but still fighting. Best debut again.
If Final Fantasy 14 ended up on Xbox, it'd be doing a little better.
I bet you it would. I bet you'd clean up. And that's, I think, one of the things what we're going to talk about when we talk about Xbox here coming up. It's going to be really kind of cool.
I mean, its average monthly players, though, for November is 18 million.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I would love to see what criteria they're using to make these statements all too often. So my understanding is the Gamer Awards was a committee of people that looked at all the games that came out and voted on it instead of putting it to the people's voting. Because I subscribe to this one because I like to stream the Gamer Awards. So I get, you get approved. Almost everyone that wants to apply to stream it can. But you get all the notifications, and I went through all my emails on it. I was never invited to vote or even nominate games. So that's where a lot of people are.
Yeah. Like a lot of these things, like none of us really hear about either though. So
yep. Again, you look at this list here: Neon White, Norco, Stray, Tunic, and Vampires. The only 2 that really stood out was Stray and Tunic. And Tunic's more of a fun little kids game. So, again, Stray, when I went and looked at all the gameplay and everything else when I was voting, took it out. Vampire Survivors, okay. Nothing major. I mean, if I'm going to talk about Stray, was a point of content.
Yeah, so see, I know which one's probably going to win that best community support. That's out of 2.
Yeah.
And that's going to be either Final Fantasy 14 or either No Man's Sky.
I'm going to say No Man's Sky. I voted No Man's Sky hands down. What they did with that game, hands down. They have
geek community, not the company community.
Oh, I would still say No Man's Sky. I voted No Man's Sky, but you're right. Final Fantasy.
It's really kind of hard to say that they're not really supportive and stuff too. So
yeah, and if anybody that goes out and tells me, well, Destiny 2's got a really big community, Destiny 2's community compared to Final Fantasy is chump change. Chump change.
I don't know. If they had a 24-man raid, we might talk about it.
Yeah.
That might be fun.
So at one point in time, Destiny 2 had, they believed, up to 38 million different players, right? Over the course of D1 and D2.
Final Fantasy 14 can too.
Yeah.
I know from my experience.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 14 can have some really, yeah.
But most of the time, if you just tell somebody you don't really know what you're doing either, it's no.
If they understand you're a newbie, all of a sudden their whole temperament changes.
Yeah.
But
Joe, it'll never happen.
It'll nope, never happen.
It's great to dream, but yeah, they won't do that.
Yeah, when you have D2 barely fielding 700 to 750 active players, versus what Final Fantasy 18 million on average, or No Man. What's No Man? Can you find out what No Man's Sky's average player base is right now? I really do think overall that it's going to come down to Final Fantasy or No Man's Sky. I don't think your first-person shooter games are going to hold it. Calvin, go help with the dogs.
You won't leave yet, man.
That overall number, not just Steam.
Yeah, and I'd have to go look at the statistics for it.
Well, just for Steam though, they sold 823K copies
Of
No Man's Sky. But I'm looking for
and then you had it on XPass for a while, and then it got to be sold. We estimate the daily player count for Destiny 2 to be 7. That's dropped down to an average of 740 something now, Joe. And so if you've got 42 million players, why do you only have 740 to 800 active? What happened to the rest of those players? And even when you have Peak coming back, Peak coming back during King's Fall, I think they breached just over a million
for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Estimated active players is 3.1 million on No Man's Sky.
Okay, so 3.1 million versus 800K. Let's give Bungie the benefit of the doubt and say 1 million when they're peaking during active performance. How does that even compare? That doesn't compare. No comparison. So the player base actually for D2, the breakdown on is roughly 1/3 PvP, 2/3 PvE, with a mix of that PvE play also playing some PvP. The statistical breakdown, which I've been doing analysis on, is crazy.
Daily players for Final Fantasy 14 is still.
Hold on a second, I gotta mute.
1 million.
I gotta get the dogs. 1 sec.
Okay, that's fine. I can talk to them. You go get the dogs. But yeah, so I can't really scroll down what he's got there, but yeah, I was just looking up the difference in the amount that are playing and stuff. So yeah, daily players for Final Fantasy 14 is about 2 million.
How many?
2 million.
So No Man's Sky is dwarfing Final Fantasy. Not by much. I mean, 30%.
But the total player base for Final Fantasy, well, that's for Realm Reborn. That's not even. Boy.
Yeah, that's where Final Fantasy gets complicated.
Because if you go overall for all their subs, then there's 39 million subscribers.
Active subscribers?
Yeah, active subscribers.
Yeah. So I think it's going to come down voting between Final Fantasy and No Man's. Destiny should have never been on that list. I don't understand why Destiny's even on that list. Sorry, I'm not trying to crap on D2. Yeah. Having really been looking at the statistics for active player base with Destiny and the fall off and everything else, and then the estimated community responders and posters on Reddit and on the Destiny Bungie forums, there's less than I think it's like less than 250 active conversationalists that post on those two boards between Reddit and the Bungie forums. So I don't understand why that's even. World of Warcraft had a huge drop off because of everything that went down with the Blizzard stuff. When the new one comes out and when the deal finally goes through where Microsoft closes and takes over and the management for Blizzard gets changed, I think you're going to see an increase. I also know that because Microsoft already said they want to add World of Warcraft to the console, you're going to have quite a bit. But I don't know. I can't make it. I don't play World of Warcraft anymore either. I left because of their poor game design. Oh, we're going to release a good content, and then we're going to release 2 bad ones, and we're going to release, but we're also going to charge for those, and we're also going to make you pay a monthly subscription fee. No, I'm going to pass on that one. But yeah, you also look at the fact that WoW is only on PC, and
Destiny is cross.
Yep. And then if you bring World of Warcraft, which Microsoft wants to do, to console, that's pretty much a game changer. At least with Tor. Yeah, I'm gonna agree on that one. So let's go to best mobile.
Yeah, that'd be great.
This one I struggled with because Apex Legend and Marvel Snap were the ones that I was leaning towards.
I'm just gonna tell you that the only reason that number has jumped up tonight, because normally it's always low. The only reason Destiny numbers are skewed right now to be up overall is because it's the weekend.
Yeah. Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesday and Friday. That's it.
But on average, dude, they don't even hit 400K.
Nope. Nope. Not at all. Astrocross did a great breakdown on it. I've been collecting the statistics for it because one of the videos I have coming out, someone challenged, and I was like, all right, we want to talk statistics.
Actually,
you're going against
yearly, right?
Yeah.
So if we look all the way back to like February, right?
Mm-hmm.
February had over 1 million.
Yeah.
And now
but that's because what game came out? What came out in February?
Oh, if I know.
King's Fall. Or not King's Fall. What's your face? Somebody help me. Where she got the light and they were going to have their ghosts. Savathun. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm saying like it's dipped back.
Yeah,
like it's a roller coaster. It really is.
Yeah.
It's Iron Banner and Trials, and that's the reason people are playing right now.
Yep. And I would say it's more, and from what people are saying right now,
and that is from MMO pop.
Trials is less of a sweat than Iron Banner. That begs the question: if they had a player base of 42 million and only 800K average, but what the heck? That's a technical issue that we're trying to get addressed. Witch Queen, thanks, Joe. But yeah, they haven't replaced their servers or anything for the older contents.
All right, so hear me out, right? So daily players is 1.92 million, right?
For
FF14, right?
Uh-huh.
There's total players is 40.48, so almost 40.5 million.
Yep.
It's ranked number 3 on their MMO chart, right? But when you go look at Destiny, their total players is 42 million. And it's like 60K after that, but then they say 79K for the month because they say per day this month, even though this is the only day in this month they've hit that number.
Yeah, they look at it. It's a mean average instead of a total average.
Whereas Final Fantasy 14 tends to actually average that every day.
Yeah, concurrent. It's yeah. I don't know.
I mean, when they had the release thing, they ended up hitting like almost 2 mil.
Yeah,
for daily players. But yeah, it's kind of different to see like that. Even old school RuneScape is still doing well. But I will leave this up because it's MMO stuff, so I will leave that there for later.
Best mobile, I had issues with this one. A lot of people took issues with it because you have 2 of the games are gotcha games, which heavily promote gambling, and then you have a pay to win with Diablo Immortal. I voted for Apex Legends on this one because I had it on my phone for a little bit. Sure, you could pay and get stuff, but it was just fun to play.
All right, so Diablo Immortal, that was the cluster that was god awful.
Oh, the game is fun, but to do anything in the game, to do anything at all, you had to spend money, and it cost thousands upon thousands and $100,000 for some of the players that went all the way in, and it was just pure greed. And unfortunately, because of games like that, we now have legislation in the UK moving forward that has trickled into the US. And anytime legislation gets involved in gaming, it can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing. I don't know where it's going to go, but it's going to suck overall. So, I went with Apex. I don't support Diablo. I don't support Genshin Impact, and I don't support Tower of Fantasy just because they teach to a degree gambling and loot boxes and all that stuff, and it's a gotcha. And I can't let my kids play that kind of stuff. I've specifically talked to them about why we don't play those type of games, and I will continue to remind them so they don't think I'm just saying no. I want them to understand and be informed on why I said no. So VR.
You speak about that. Marcus is actually doing a Genshin Impact
sponsored.
Yeah.
The VR we do in the house, we have an Oculus. Among Us VR, I think, is probably going to take it, or Red Matter 2. One of those two, I think. Best action. I don't understand, again, some of their
well, I can
bringouts on
tell
this
you
one.
the reason Bayonetta is on there is because of all the other stuff that happened. That's the reason.
Yeah, all the voice actor drama.
That's what.
Yeah,
but I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, man. Well, I think like some of the stuff is just put on there for like what's going on at the time.
But I mean, we played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Sunshine played it. And yeah, it's not, it fell off. It was fun, but it was nothing new. It was nothing groundbreaking.
It's not here. It's here.
Yeah.
Like a mid game.
Yeah. But you look at something like Sifu, which had they brought fighting to a different level, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I played the campaign, that new campaign with the graphics and the mechanics and stuff that they changed and underwater combat. Oh my gosh. Freaking fantastic. That's something I remember. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I don't remember for playing it.
This neon white thing, right? This no, that should not be on that though. After looking at this,
it's a what the heck is this doing here?
Yeah, it's a rip off. Game. Yeah, like it's a rip off of another game that I've seen before. Like I've seen this game, but I
so I think Call of Duty is going to win Best Action.
So it's like an FPS with like a visual novel. Together.
Yep.
From what I can tell. But yeah.
And then again, you got a Best Action Adventure. This we could go through this all night. You're just going to scratch your head trying to understand.
Scratch my head.
Why? Best Action, I bet you God of War wins the Best Action Adventure game. Best role-playing game, I am going to say Elden Ring. Or in this case, possibly Chronicles 3, Xenoblade. The rest of them, Live Alive. No, Pokemon Legends I don't think had enough of a market. I mean, Dreamy asked me about it. I didn't realize it, but I know what it is now. And no, Triangle Strategy. No. So I think Elden Ring is probably going to win that one.
If
Best fighting
strategy wasn't in that situation with those titles, then maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not
possibly.
A bad game.
It's not bad. No,
it's a bad matchup for games.
It's a horrible matchup.
I was trying to be nice, Geek. Jesus.
Yeah, and the best fighting game, I bet you it's going to be Sifu. Just because of how popular it was and what it was doing. JoJo's Bizarre has got that niche following for the anime, but I don't think for the game itself. The King of Fighters, Spider could probably talk to it, but he streamed it for a little bit.
Spider probably could tell us about it, but
yeah. But if you look at the list, Sifu I think is going to take it.
Yeah, probably.
Best family game by far, because this is just based off of my personal experience as well as a lot of the forums and stuff. People are really burnt out on Lego games because nothing's changed. They just changed the graphic a little bit. And people are tired of rabbits popping up everywhere. The Nintendo Sports thing is old. They haven't done anything innovative with it. Splatoon 3 has been around. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, but kids have it. Fun game. They made changes to it. They rebreathed it. I think Kirby takes it.
All right.
But best sim, I have no idea. We both looked at Victoria 3, horrible. 2 Point Campus, fun. I think I bet you Warhammer takes it. I really do. And I don't call Dune Spice Wars really a true strategy sim game. It's more maybe strategy.
New Zelda on console, he says. Hey, you know what? I'm just going to say this, Joe. Unreal 5 or Ocarina of Time. That's what I got for you.
Mm-hmm. And when we talk about Unreal 5 here in a minute, there's some freaking cool stuff with it. Best sports racing. I'm going to say Gran Turismo 7. What do you think? I don't think NBA is going to take it, or FIFA. There's too much drama and too much politics.
I know
with
the thing with FIFA is people have a huge issue with that. Like actually, I think it was it Benji that said that they hated that game? Like Love hated it.
Well, I mean, when was the last time you realized they had to actually change the name? Because of the loot boxes and the gambling stuff that was associated with it so badly.
I mean, NBA is not going to take it. It's probably Gran Turismo, honestly.
I'm pretty sure GT7 is going to win.
I don't know what the thing under that is.
Oli World. I don't know either.
I don't know. And F1 probably not.
F1's nice, but no. Multiplayer. Again, I don't see how TMNT got into it versus Call of Duty or Overwatch 2.
Sure,
it's gonna be. I bet you Call of Duty takes it. Overwatch 2, there's a possibility, but the rest of them, it doesn't make sense to me.
Overwatch is kind of like a question, is because of the way that everything started with needing a phone number for this and everything else. So,
but again, that's Blizzard, and Modern Warfare is Blizzard as well. And they had that drama as well for some of it. By the time Call of Duty Warfare 2 came out, they had already figured out most of the issues with it.
Joe agrees. He says Zelda equals Unreal 5 all the way.
Yep. Unreal 5.1. Most anticipated.
See, this is a problem.
This is a tough one. This one I actually agreed with the exception of Resident Evil 4. But I'm not a horror game person, so I let that one go. But you've got Final Fantasy 16, which I am super excited for.
Well, Joe, it's okay that you're trying to load in. You can stay here and talk with us.
Yep.
It's all good.
Hogwarts Legacy, I pre-ordered. Starfield, I'm going to play. Zelda, I'm going to wait, but I'll probably end up buying.
I didn't really like the Breath of the Wild though, and since it's going to be like that again, I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, I might. I just that's why I said I'm waiting. I need to see if it's going to be any different or not. And
no, I mean,
for those out there,
thing, like a rinse and repeat kind of thing, no, it's not for me, bro.
And for those that are out there, Zelda and Link are two different people. One is a girl princess, and one is the main hero. Okay.
Bad part is that you have to explain that.
So, how many times have you had to explain it over the course of people? I don't understand. There's it's boggles my mind. Most anticipated, I am putting down is in this order: Hogwarts, Starfield, then Final Fantasy. I could be wrong on that.
On you that because I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy is probably going to be bigger than Hogwarts.
Yeah. The only key difference is Hogwarts has the ability for local co-op play. So if you're on the same network and you have two
single player games are still what people like to play though too.
Yeah.
So
I think it's going to be all of it. Starfield's been hyped up so much. I don't think.
But see, it's not. The thing is though, like you say it's hyped up, but when's the last time anybody's really heard anything about it? Besides that, it's coming.
A couple of weeks ago, but yeah, the difference between the three of them, Final Fantasy 16 and Hogwarts, are going to be standalone, single player, where Starfield's going to be massive multiplayer online. I don't know, man. Those three, I don't understand how the other two could even compare to those three.
But the difference is too, though, is that Starfield isn't exclusive to Xbox.
A PC and Xbox, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's. And Final Fantasy isn't. Final Fantasy is PC.
6 months though. but it's 6 months exclusive on PlayStation till it hits
Final Fantasy 16. Nope, they said day one it's going to release on PC. There's been dispute and rumors that they were going to push it back 6 months, but the Sony stockholder guys say they got to release it day one.
They don't have to release it to Xbox on day one.
No, not Xbox, PC.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Computer will have it day one. Xbox 6 months later, sure.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. So it's still coming to it, but
yeah. Whereas Starfield won't go to PlayStation ever.
no.
And if it does, it'll be charged, and Starfield will go X Pass. See Starfield going the X Pass? Oh my gosh, it's going to be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic for Starfield because I want a good MMO. But
Yeah, I'll
content creators of the year. I had to go look them. I know who Ludwig is. The rest of them I had to go look up.
Yeah, I don't know the rest of them.
I honestly, I mean, looking at their streams and everything else, I don't know where they got that.
You know what? From. Hogwarts might be first.
That's
just because it's going to be on Xbox and PlayStation and PC all at once.
The only thing
I still think Final Fantasy is going to be above Starfield because of that player base from Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, but the thing that puts Starfield out there is look how many people out there. We're going to talk about MMOs. How many people are looking for a new MMO?
But see, that's the thing, though.
Yeah.
We'll continue the Starfield conversation when we get there.
Yeah. Anyways, content creators, I have no idea where they got that list from. Best adaptation.
I'm not seeing it. The only thing I've seen is the Cyberpunk.
I am going to tell you right now, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, hands down.
No, you didn't. You didn't send it to me.
I've seen the Arcane of League of Legends.
Oh, but you have sent it to me before because I remember that.
I've seen the Cuphead show. I've seen the Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I've seen Uncharted. And I've seen Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Edge Runners.
I remember now, Joe.
Holy crap. Not for
Edge
kids.
Runners was lit. It's literally the best one, though.
But that not only did that breathe millions of new players into Cyberpunk to stabilize it.
It got.
What's up, Gaps?
There's a new toy, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Mm-hmm.
And it's robotic. It can move.
Oh, animatronic Obi-Wan. Okay.
Yeah, I remember the Cyberpunk thing now.
Dude, the viewers, it broke. Netflix was showing the viewer ratio for that. Hands down.
Yeah,
the number of memes that have popped up, the number of YouTube channels, the cosplayers.
Yeah. The thing that people are mad about too is that there's no second season.
Right. Not yet. Not yet. They have talked about it, but they'd have to do something totally different because
that's the problem. Because
I can't spoil it, but there's not a lot of people left around from season 1. Let's just say that. So
that's all good, Meter. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great night.
No worries, Dreamy. So I have to say best adaptation is going to go to Cyberpunk, hands down.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Innovation and accessibility.
I'm pretty sure that it is.
I don't know what they're defining as innovation and accessibility.
I'm just gonna let that go. I'm not even gonna worry about that section.
Yep. Best esports.
I don't play that.
League of Legends. I believe League of Legends is going to win it. That's just my take.
I mean, I don't know because I don't play esports stuff.
I had to Google it. I literally had to go Google it to figure it all out.
I don't know any of them.
But if you look at the player base watching streams and all that stuff, League of Legends even beats out Valorant. Best esports athlete. I had no idea. So I Googled it and went just with what the games were they were playing.
That's interesting, dude. Would you like to hear some numbers really quick? What I got for you?
Sure.
Destiny viewers on Twitch is currently at 4.6K. New World's at 23.3K.
Right.
What makes it even better is
what's Lost Ark at? Go look. I bet you it's higher than.
Well, yeah, it is because 13.5.
Among Us. Look at Among Us. What's Among Us numbers at?
It's even if anybody's even streaming Among Us. Let's look. 1.8. That's Among Us, though. Like I said, not.
But it's Destiny 2. Yeah.
You know what? The Pokemon's doing pretty well. 191.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Destiny's got a retention issue.
3.2K.
Yep.
You know what, Keek? Let's see. XIV Final Fantasy 14. See what people looking at on Twitch. 5.2K. And then if you just even watching Final Fantasy 9. No, 11. That's 312 people watching somebody play it. Which is impressive.
So,
but there's your numbers.
Yep. We're gonna save MMO. I'm gonna hit the Xbox real quick. Because people probably gloss over a little bit on it, but when I saw this, let me share my screen.
You want the sale or the performance?
That we're gonna the performance real quick. So if you guys and everybody have time, this video is worth the watch. Don't have to go do it right now. I'm sharing it in the chat. It's not super long. It's not super short. But what they did do is they took excerpts of Digital Foundry's interview and discussion about what is going on with the Series S and the Series X, and related to the new update from Unreal Engine 5.1 and the new engine update to Unity Engine, right? Yep. These aren't third parties. This isn't Destiny, Bungie's attempt, whatever it tests or whatever, Tourist. I don't remember what engine there, Tiger, whatever Bungie has for some weird named engine and all these other things. But with how they're developing it, went in to talk about, they're not going to focus on old gen anymore. They're going to focus on the current gen, doing better rendering, better graphics rendering, using the RDNA 2 versions of there and getting it all in. And they went in to say that it's not to say that PlayStation won't take advantage of it on the PS5, but PlayStation isn't wanting to play in that realm. They're not wanting to divulge any of that stuff. So this is ongoing partnership directly between Microsoft working with the two different engines. And instead of focusing on, we have to get faster, higher frames and all this other stuff, let's look at the hardware. Let's make it accurate. Let's make it viable. And they're using the Xbox Series S as their baseline, because as more and more of the higher end components become more expensive to get, you're going to see a lot more Series S's pop up because it's a lot more affordable. And if they can make that hardware do more, which is what they're talking about with the changes they've made and more than quadrupling the performance that you're seeing on the Series S today. No changes to the hardware, just the engine working better with rendering and preloading architecture and photos and all that stuff, being able to take and import and do file management stuff. Being able to quadruple the performance on the Series S is going to be huge, to where the point that you're only going to have to worry about is getting an external drive or updating the internal hard drive, so you have the storage space. So if they can do that with the Series S and the Series X, and that's their focus to bring that, we're going to see longevity to both of those. And then the rumored discussion that Microsoft is looking at and exploring, making the Xbox a dual boot, much like the Steam Deck, to where all of a sudden, hey, I'm running in console mode, but I need to do some stuff on a PC. I'm going to be able to boot my console up into PC mode, running Windows 11, and have a mouse and a keyboard, and essentially just have a full-on computer. Now, it might be more like a thin client. You might not have some restrictions of what you can load and can't load.
Sure probably will
but
be.
I'm pretty sure they'll integrate Office with it. that's already pretty much already done. So you can do schoolwork and everything else there. But because it's a console and how they're booting it, you might even be able to put a couple browsers. I don't know what your limitations will be, but if they do open that up and make it a dual boot, all of a sudden your console is no longer just for gaming. It's multi-function. And they've got the performance that they've already talked about. Watch that video. You'll see what I'm going to talk about. And then you can go to Digital Foundry's page. And yeah, it's huge. Knock on wood that BioWare doesn't screw it up, but Mass Effect 5 was announced. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't think they're going to screw it up. I think BioWare has had enough mistakes. They've already come out and addressed that between the crap they did with Dragon Age and some of the other series. I don't think we're going to have any issues. The 8 terabyte external is good. That should be plenty of space. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what the consoles bring.
Yeah,
and what PlayStation does. I haven't had any. I tried. I did some searching to see if they're going to do, knowing Sony, because they have really good exclusives. But that exclusive window is shrinking pretty quickly as Microsoft is their studios that they stood up. Xbox Studio 2018 to 2019 is when it stood up. It's a couple of years old. They're getting it underway. They've given a lot more. They've taken away a lot of Bethesda's leeway. Like they're getting screwed over. Bethesda's negative in the news right now because of something to do with one of the composers. And their response to it, Phil Spencer's like, I need to go look at that. So I think Bethesda's getting
after
dialed
it gets
down.
handled, though, we'll have to see.
Yeah. And we'll see what happens with the Blizzard purchases and everything. So I don't know. I'm excited for it. I want to see what the performance is. We can expect to see those performance pushes. Unreal 5.1 already offers that, and that's already being incorporated into the PlayStation or to the Xboxes. The games just have to adopt it. But what Microsoft came out and said is they're going to try and force as much adaptation at the console level, not the game level, but the console level. So they're going to take a lot of that pressure off the game developer and put that into compatibility and performance increases just off the console. But as I said before, that's only for the Series S and the Series X. If you get anything older than that, not going to happen, just because it won't support it. So, but that takes care of that one. Do you want to do MMOs before or after Black Friday deals? Black Friday will probably take 10 minutes.
Yeah, because MMOs could actually run a while too.
Mm-hmm. So for those real quick, we're going to talk about these. We'll start with the Black Friday sales for Xbox, and then we'll talk about PlayStation. The Series X right now is on sale indeed for $250, which is $50 off, which is a heck of a deal. Or you can do $24.99 a month, which also includes for 24 months if you qualify. Will also includes Game Pass. So you get which the Game Pass for itself is $15 value, hands down. So you get a console essentially for free by the time you're done. I either one of these ones you can't go wrong with. The list of games they came out with, you're going to have discounts on hardware as well as controllers, like I think 20 or $25 off a lot of the controllers. You're getting the game selections. There's quite a few of them. If you some of them are in Game Pass, but so you've got Duskfall, Battletoads, Control, Deathloop, Dying Light 2, FIFA 23, Ghostbusters Spirit Unleashed. I still want us to play that. Gotham Knights 40% off. Remember, Jay, I said I'd be interested if they dropped the price, and I got it for 40 to 50% off. I'm going to pick up Gotham Knights. Grounded still in the Game Pass. If it ever goes for purchase, I might buy it, but right now I don't have a need for it. Halo Infinite 50% off. Might be worth it if you don't own it, but again, it's in the X Pass. Lego Star Wars at 50% off. I say that might be worth it. Again, it doesn't feel any different from any other Lego game. Major League Baseball, 75% off. I would say that is very much worth it.
That one actually is. So, Geek, I actually been playing that one on Xbox, and it's actually really well done.
Yep. NBA, not so much. I don't. It's not my thing. New Tales from the Borderlands. I'd say if it was 50% off, maybe. Overwatch 2. No.
Oh, that's a pack for a free game.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. That's yeah. Psychonauts 2. That's Game Pass. Saints Row. That's been out so long, it needs to be more like 50 or 70%.
I mean, it only costs you like $8 to buy Saints Row.
Yeah. Soul Hackers 2, I'm not familiar with. Diofield Chronicle.
It's a game that I'll probably at least look at from other people because I've had people that's played it.
Yeah. Diofield Chronicle, no. The Quarry.
Reason I'm even looking at this game to begin with, for the game that you just mentioned there.
Diofield. But isn't there a Diofield Chronicle 2?
No, I'm talking about Soul Hackers. The only reason I'm even looking at it is just because Atlas made it. The people that made Persona.
Yeah.
But I can feel the different vibe in the game, so it's kind of meh right now. It depends.
I just.
But see,
40,
that's the thing. If it was
$29.99, I'd be all over it. I would have. I'd honestly just jumped on it. Yeah. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Again, I've seen a lot of gameplay and a lot of discussion about it. If it wasn't for the fact that the game is $80, so that's only bringing it down to $40. I think it's a $30 game. I don't think it's anything more than $30 to $35.
That's the other reason why I've done it.
Yeah. TMNT, the Cowabunga. If you don't have TMNT, totally worth getting. Really fun family game, and it's got multiplayer. They need some improvement on the multiplayer, but still, my kids and one of their friends play it all the time. So, TMNT with Liam. Again, Series S being on sale, $50 off, totally worth going to go get. If you know, again, you can get a breakdown of the games and stuff if you want to go to if you go to xbox.com, just go to Black Friday sales.
Yeah, you see, if Diofield was cheaper than that, then I'd probably look at it. But
yeah, and then I was trying to figure out, okay, PlayStation's got their deals up. They're doing 25% off the Plus, which is the subscription. Microsoft's doing the same thing with their discount. I think it's like a 30% off on their discount for the Black Friday deal if you buy the whole year for the subscription. I'm thinking of my kids' stuff. And they're going to do some hardware discounts. They're talking about 25% off the DualSense controllers. So if you have a PS5 and you only have one controller, I highly recommend getting a second controller. Battery life
for me too is because since I've got their charger, right, I can grab the other one, play it, and just start charging.
That's what I'm doing. And people are like, "Well, that should be all right." Look, I did like a 8.5-9 hour session of God of War, and my battery, I got about 8 hours off of a full charge, maybe 9. And I had to go in and turn off some stuff, in the way it was acting, extended it longer. But having the second controller really helped with that.
Yeah, because I've been down that road too. So yeah, it makes it easier.
So yeah. Now here's where I was a little disappointed in their game list of what they're having for sale. Right. Spider-Man Miles Morales has been out forever and is on PC now. Oh yeah, we get 50% off. Okay.
I'd
FIFA
buy it on PC though.
Yeah. EA Sports 40% off. No. NBA 50% off. Okay. Gotham Knights 40% off. That's going across the board. And what's interesting is a brand new game is underperforming. So we both called this 2 weeks ago when we said it was going to go on sale.
Yeah. We definitely
Gran Turismo 7, I'm actually at 38%. I don't understand where they got the 38%. from.
You
where
couldn't
they
just make it 40.
yeah.
Could have
yeah.
just made it 40.
Yep. Stray, I would say, is worth it if you don't own it. I have no desire to get Last of Us Part 1. Get off of me, dog. Cyberpunk 2077, I would much rather have on the PC. Just saying.
Same.
With the performance increases that you get from the DLSS, FSR2, and with the EXS, depending on those ones, the PlayStation hasn't even enabled that, so you don't get any performance upkick. And for Cyberpunk, you really need
play
that.
it on PC anyway. So,
Horizon Forbidden West, that game should be 50% off. I've played it. I like the series. It's been out long enough now. It's on PC. 50% off. I'm sorry. You're just money grabbing. 50% off on that one. Grand Theft Auto Premium Edition. Nope. Not interested in Grand Theft Auto, especially with their subscription based kind of modeling and everything. So they're
money and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So the game list that they're doing. Yep. Their list leads a lot to be desired. 1 or 2 games I'm cool with. The rest of it, they didn't think out very well at all. So those are my observations. I think the Xbox Series S for $250 plus the $50 gift card. Yes. So in some cases, Dane, depending on the reseller, you can get a $50 gift card with it. So yeah. And if you get that, I would honestly get one of their external hard drives or another controller. The controllers are cheap. You can get the controllers cheap anytime. Yeah.
Hands on a side note, I was looking at Steam for their sales, right? And so I can get Ni no Kuni 2 for $9.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I picked up the remaining Sword Art Online games that I didn't have for $4.99 a piece.
Only one I don't have is on PC is the Holofrag. I've got the rest of them.
So I picked those all up. They all run fantastic on the Steam Deck. Phenomenal. And I can crossplay with people on Steam if I want to. So, and since I have the Steam Deck dock coming, I can stream that and I can play with you just fine with the computer.
Because I haven't played. I have Fatal Bullet on PC.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't played it on PC.
Yeah. So, the pricing on that 100%.
Because I bought them when they were on sale. Like I bought them before when they were on sale. Like the Fatal Bullet, Hollow Realization stuff. They had went on a sale a couple of years ago for like $4. So that's when I bought them.
Yeah.
So I mean that's not really too bad either. Let's see, JRPG stuff. Even Tales of Arise is down to $23.
Yeah. They've come back and they've fixed the issues. I was able to get the one that was finally run when I bought them. I thought the day before yesterday. I reinstalled and was able to actually launch and play the one that was giving me all the problems on the 3090. So they fixed a lot of that. It looks like. But
there was an update for it. I just haven't downloaded it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably should do that after.
All right. If you give me 1 second, I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom.
That is fine.
So I'll be right back.
No, it's fine. All right. So we don't really need Xbox and PlayStation Friday. So while we're doing that, for now, so he gets back. Yeah, until he uses a DS4 Windows, it supports PS5 and PS4 controls. Nice, dude. No, that was the whole thing, though. I agree with Dane, though. That's a pretty smart thing to do, though. The Series S for $250, get it essentially for $200. Can't really beat that at all, I don't think, anyway. That's personal opinion anyway, but that's how I see it. I mean, I agree with what he's stating for it. But yeah, so we've got some MMO stuff that we'll talk about. Anything y'all looking to get on Black Friday game-wise? Yeah, that's the other thing, Dane, because I looked over, obviously at Target already to see if they had it. Yeah, because that's what I was looking at. So, yeah, because it says save $50 and get a card. Yeah, Dane, I understand. Like, you're trying to resist right now. Games never know unless extremely cheap. Yeah, so that's the thing too. Like, there's some games I'll just wait to get until like they go on a huge sale. Until that point, like with the some of the like Sword Art Online games I had, I waited to buy them until they were like on a hard sale, even though I know I'll play them. Just because I was like, I don't want to spend all that money on them.
Yeah. Well, when you see them for $4 or $5, you're just like, I'll take the chance that I might not play it for 6 months, but I'm still going to get them, especially since we go through game droughts.
I mean, that's the thing too. Is like, I know I'll end up playing it eventually, but
I mean, like,
it's not going to be that.
Yeah, it looked like an Octopath Traveler, man. You know, went on sale. I didn't have anything to play, and that turned out
you
to be
didn't play
fantastic.
it for. I mean, because remember we had talked about it so many times with like German and stuff, and we just never did anything with it.
Just never went to it. And now it's out, and then we got Octopath Traveler 2 coming out, which I'm gonna get. So it's a fantastic game if that's the type of game you like to play. So,
yeah, definitely makes sense. I follow.
Controllers are 40 to 50. The Elite 2, if you don't have it, you want a really good high-end controller. You can't go wrong with that one. I love mine. But I do have regular controllers because my kids are hard on them. So, yeah. Yep.
That's the old one, Geek.
No, this is the new one. And I have another new one over there because I got this one. I sent the old one in because it was having a bumper problem, and they sent me. I was like a little over a year old. They sent me a whole new one. No questions asked. So I have two Elite 2 controllers, perfect shape.
Yeah, I've got the original one, and I've got two of them. Same thing. Yep. I had a bumper issue on one of them, and I sent it back, and they just sent me a new one. Repaired the other one, sent it back too, and was like, "Okay, you can have this one back too."
And the repair is freaking cheap, even if it's out of warranty. They
said it was under the warranty, and they said, "All right, we knew that was a problem anyway, so they just fixed it and sent me another one." The reason they sent me the other one is because they were like, "Well, this repair is going to take a minute," so.
Yep. And that's, to them, it's perfectly fine. They understand it's not like Scuff Gaming controllers or any of those other things where they're.
Now, I did have a Scuff controller for a little bit.
So did I, because of Mesa, and that when it broke and I tried to get it fixed, the customer service experience was horrible. They wanted me to pay for all the shipping, so I was going to spend almost $90 in shipping because it was their label. Now they had to ship. Nope. And then the repairs were going to cost me $60 in parts.
His thing, his controller. I remember. I'm gonna have to ask him about it. I remember he got the like Iron Banner thing on his controller. I just want to know where he got it from.
Yep.
I don't remember.
Is it a skin? I can't remember.
No, it's a made controller like that. I just don't remember where he got it from. If we talk to him next week, I'll ask.
There's another controller company, gaming esports controller company. I don't remember the name. But warranty parts and performance, I can't go wrong with the Elite 2. It's just a good controller. The PlayStation PS5 controller is solid, but they're still working through stick drift issues and some other things. I think there's going to be another revision to it before it's 100%. So again, that's why I said get two for the PS5. Well worth that discount. Anyways.
Oh, yeah. So when you talk about the controller, though, Geek, the DualSense controller is $50 for the PS5.
Yeah, that's Well, what is it normally? 60?
75. So the
75,
colorful.
yeah. I would
But I
say
mean, even the X series, X and S is $50 too.
I had a freak out moment today. I had a wallpaper for my laptop on the lock screen. Had a black line on it, and I freaked out. Oh, do you think you had some pixels going out? Oof. Gotcha. That would freak me out too. Pixels going out on a laptop screen sucks. I mean, it's not hard to replace the screens, and luckily they're not overly expensive, but still not high on my list of things to do. All right.
I'm just asking. I'll just message Bobby. It's so much easier to ask him like that.
Yeah.
Because the one I seen was like Cinch Gaming. And I'm not
Yeah.
sure if that's it or not. So that's one we'll just ask him instead.
Gotcha. Calvin, do me a favor and get me a drink out of the fridge.
Yeah, because they got some that could post it. Like, I'm not sure.
This is my purpose.
Calvin, this is my purpose to get you a drink out of the fridge.
Well, I
This
mean,
is
he
my
was sitting in
purpose
there. So.
whenever I sit here. Am I gonna shake a Zilla?
I don't want to find out. Calvin's like, what happens if I shake your Zoa? Let's not find out.
Don't do it. Bad
Ooh.
things happen.
As an issue with getting dead rows. Yeah, I don't know. That Alienware is old enough too that I don't know if you can get you can probably get a replacement screen. I just don't know how readily available. Trail mix for the win.
Okay, found it. Messaged me back.
What mic is this? This is the Elgato Wave 3. For anyone that's trying to get a solid, inexpensive mic, worth it, all in bundled and everything else, give you the most functionality, I'd have to see the Elgato Wave 3. Definitely 100% worth it. For being a dynamic USB mic, it's pretty solid. And I have a low profile arm for it. I still have my blue Yeti microphone over here. For another reason, like when I go over to my 3D print station over there, if I want to be able to talk to people, I can switch to this microphone and they can still hear me over there with the camera setup when I plan to do the 3D print setups. So that's why this is still hooked up. Big note to another panel. It is an old AMD. Yeah, you're not finding that one. Good luck.
Because some website, by the way.
Aim controllers? Oh.
That's where Bobby got it from. I knew he'd got something, but I just didn't know.
Yeah. These are one of the ones, too, that I probably won't get. There's software for them. I don't know if I want to bring these up on the stream because they've been associated with the cheat software for aim assist.
Not all of them. See, that's the thing, though.
Yeah, I'll share.
I'll do some more researching first before.
But I don't know much about them. Be careful. I don't know if they have cheat software or anything like that. I do remember hearing about it. But they do look pretty cool. They got some good custom skins and stuff.
I was looking at that now, right? So you could change the buttons and stuff. So that's what I'm looking at everything, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking.
Bob, I wouldn't recommend getting the best gear. Get the gear that works. I mean, if I have a pretty decent day job, and I could probably go get the best gear, but I don't need the best gear. If I was 100% full send content creation, day job, night job, everything else, I still don't know if I would go get the best absolute gear unless I was like a musician or I was doing live in person, like podcasts where guests came in, and stuff like that. These microphones have come a long way in the technology. These will do what you need it to do. You don't need an the Sony A600 DLSR camera when you've got the Elgato Wave Cam or Face Cam, and you got some other ones that are coming out on the market that give you just as great video resolutions at high def. Same with the microphones. Just get what's affordable and is going to work. And remember, it's more about the content creation and building the community to follow you, and it is less about the hardware. I talk about the Stream Deck, not needed. I haven't touched the Stream Deck at all tonight. I haven't touched the Stream Deck in half of my streams the last couple of weeks. So remember, if you learn to use what tools that you have before you go all in and spend all the money and learn what you do.
By the way, so for like the PS5, I'm more interested in their console covers.
Oh, the vinyls, yeah.
I'm more interested in those than the controller, honestly.
I've got a Incredible Hulk one coming that looks pretty dope to go on my my PlayStation 5. I found them on Amazon. I just did PS5 skins. So, anyways.
You have a Naruto one.
Uh-huh. I looked at the Naruto one.
Bunch.
But I think I ended up with the Hulk one because we were trying to do more Hulk theme.
I have
a Xbox Series S or X skin for Naruto coming, and the Hulk one for the PlayStation. Because I found myself more raging at the PlayStation than I was at the Xbox. I think was something like that. Let's see. Works as I salvaged a panel from another machine. It was the same model, but that will be the last panel beyond that. Yeah. Other than Stream Deck, you can use Deck Board. Yeah, you can even get Steam Deck for the Android. One-time fee, I think like $5, and gives you full unlocked access to it. And you can do an emulator on your PC as well to give it to you on the screen. You can put it on a tablet. It's just fine. So,
yeah, I mean,
you got a lot of options. Just again, you don't have to go spend a bunch of money to get a quality stream. If you take the time to learn what the software settings are, how to get proper filters and plugins, and get those loaded, like the Reaper plugins for audio and the mics. Yep. If you don't have the ability to use NVIDIA Broadcast to do a lot of the cleanup for you, if you use some of the new OBS built-in features for cleaning up your microphone, or not your microphone, your camera noise.
Have changed though too. So
yep. And they've OBS has built in a lot of the broadcast functionality, have built in now a lot of the wavelength functionality from this microphone, the camera cleanup, the noise reduction on both. A lot of people, when you say noise reduction, they used to always think about the background noise and the grain and all that stuff in the mic. But now you're looking at the granularity in the cameras. They're cleaning that all up. And if you get something that supports AV1, which is the new RTX 40s or the new 7900 series AMD cards, and even Intel's new graphic art cards, you are going to be able to do a lot of really interesting, high quality cleanup.
All good, Bob.
Yep.
All good.
All right, Bob.
No worries, bro.
Wow, I come back and a bunch of DMs.
Yeah, they do, Doughboy. Because honestly, even though I use the XLR mic, I still use them. It DMs out the wazoo, huh? Yep, that's exactly what it is. No, it's all right. I'm definitely gonna watch that Unreal video later.
Yeah,
No,
it's
for sure.
it's worth seeing the improvements.
Well, I mean, I've
the
got it pulled up so I can watch it later.
Yep.
Because I wanted to keep it around.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely
Yeah, Doughboy. Before they brought out NVIDIA Broadcast, I did a lot with the EQ, the EQ Reaper plugins. I learned about the order in which you apply the filters. Yeah, I got a really, really good, decent. I would say about 90% decent quality, and then Broadcast just blew it out of the water. Use a $50 mono sub mic, USB mic. Yeah, your mic sounds just fine.
What I originally started with, right, back when we started doing this geek, was just Fifine's metal condenser recording mic. It's like $30.
I remember. Was that the mic you sent to Spider?
Because he didn't. That's the one he's been using. But I think part of his problem is that the where it sits to him.
Yeah, his environment.
Hey,
Use the Lamb. I use the Rode Pod mic, the Goal XR Mini. Yeah,
you know what, Lamb? How do you like that mic anyway?
It's got a lot of good reviews.
Well, I'm asking Lamb for his review.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lamb. Yeah, if I hadn't gotten this, that was probably that was the second mic on my list.
Really, dude?
The XLR one.
You can't get the sound that you want from it? Like, are we talking loudness level or something different?
Are we talking gain? Are we talking crispness?
Yeah. Like, because now I'm curious. He has piqued my curiosity for it.
Yeah, I'm because I'll be honest, there's stuff with the Blue Yeti I wasn't able to accomplish 100%. This Wave 3, I have had no issues getting to where I needed to be. Once I had the gain software figured out, it was freaking awesome. It's substantially better than the former Blue Yeti, but I need my so you think is it less microphone, Lamb, and more XLR tuning?
Yeah,
that you have to do. Yeah, I can see that. Unfortunately, I don't have a Go LXR, so I can't say or speak much to it. I would start with the gain, maybe, and then your noise gates, probably, because you have a louder, deeper scale to your voice. You definitely need to make sure that your noise gate frequency is tuned for it.
The other thing is too, though, it's like, yeah, I use a XLR mic as well, but I don't use a Go XLR like he does.
Yeah. Yeah, we could revisit all that stuff in one of the podcasts. I think that might be
that's the other reason I thought about picking one up, like because then I could do something different with this Wave XLR, and just use that instead.
Yeah, I always wanted to compare an XLR mic in that setup to what I have now. Again, that's one of the reasons I want to. Down the road, I could see it happening.
With all the setting to the Yeti that I had set compared to this mic, this thing is so much better.
I agree, and I can if I compare the Blue Yeti,
that was with everything that I had set up with like all the noise gates and plug-in in everything for it.
Yeah.
So I mean, overall, I ended up better.
Yeah. It's I think Blue Yeti is still a decent microphone. They need to do some updates because in the USB market, even Rode and all that stuff, what Elgato has produced with their microphones, the Wave 3 and the new one they just had come out, the quality, I mean, what is it? It's hold on, let me Elgato. I had that mic, that new one that everybody is just loving to death. The new Wave DX mic. This one right here. Which, by the way, I have this.
Oh, this
low
is
profile.
that arm. Yeah, that's the arm.
Yeah, I have this arm right here. They did warranty it, and they originally wanted me to send the entire arm back, and I was like, I don't have a stand for my microphone. I'm streaming. I'm doing all this stuff. So I talked to a person on the phone, and they sent me the wing nut modification. That's all I needed. And I was like, because so they did hold true. Elgato did come through for me on that one. But I really, because I want to replace the Blue Yeti mic over by my 3D printer. I really want, having seen and read about all the reviews on this Wave DX, I want to move this Wave 3 over to the 3D printer and put this Wave DX microphone here, because there are people that are comparing its quality and control and clarity, because it can do either USB or XLR. And I would absolutely love to go that route. But that'll be down the road. I don't have a need or justification for it yet. I have other things that I need to get the streaming to pay for first, and then I can try that. But for people that are trying to get into it, $99, you can use the USB functionality and almost be seamless and not know. But if you want to go LXR, then you get the Wave XLR, or use a Go LXR Mini or Go LXR full size or whatever. You have that option. That mic right there is because the condenser is built into it, and it's how they handle. You do not have to have shock mount or anything, because it's built into that microphone.
Yeah, I'm seeing that now, because I looked at somebody's review of it too.
Yeah, it is what they did.
It's priced to compete with the Ember.
Yeah. And what they did, like when they were doing the reviews, a lot of times if you had a microphone on your desk like this is here, and you tap the desk or anything, it would pick that up. But the shock mounts and how they did the controls inside the build quality of it, it's phenomenal. It doesn't pick that up. It doesn't pick up the keyboard clicks at all. So yeah, I would 100% say totally worth it. I still need to get one before I can fully recommend it. This Wave mic arm, low profile, hands down, awesome, because I get done, I just push it down, put it underneath my monitor. I don't have to worry about an arm coming around or anything else like that. So yeah, the bundle, if you get the whole bundle with everything, it looks like it's $289. It's $70 off right now. For it looks like probably Black Friday. So you get the Wave DX, the Wave XLR, and the low profile arm. Yeah, I'd say that's definitely worth the $300. But that's the mic. Out of all the mics out on the market right now, that's probably the one I want to go with. But that's just me at the moment.
Yeah, I'll stick with my Blue Spark.
Yep, that's a good mic. Can't go wrong. I'd need to. I'd have to get a Go LXR to be able to speak.
No,
more
but
on the.
No, there's a conversation we'll have after we get done tonight about that.
Okay. About the tuning, or
nah, something completely different. But no, for Lamb, he's become very tuned in to audio quality. I see what he did there.
I've become very tuned into. Oh, yeah.
Tuned in.
Yeah. So, like, I've noticed it too. As you make more videos and you hear your voice playback, you want to definitely dial it in.
Like especially like when you go back and watch stuff and everything, which is why I still mess with this thing.
Of the toner USB mic. Not familiar with it.
Oh no, let me look it up. Stand by. The one off Amazon, Bang? I feel like I've heard this name before. Yeah, I have, because that's where I know them from. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. The comparison ratings. Oof.
No, but no, that's why I know what they are.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
don't have a
Amazon.
mic, I would almost say the headphone microphone is going to serve you better, but
Well, I mean, like, it depends on which toner it is. Like the TC777,
yeah.
it's not horrible. For the price that it is, it's comparable to a Fifine mic.
Yeah, but
be honest.
you got to. I don't know. I'd have to hear one used and have to see how much software has to be used to make it sound good.
I mean,
Lamb says he has a mic from Toner. How'd you like it, Lamb? Is that the one you had before the
arm.
Roadcast? Oh, the arm. Okay, arms are yeah. Arms $20, $30 arms are fine. It's the mic. I'm more looking at the reviews and stuff that are on there, doing the comparisons. You have more echo. You have a distant sound.
Okay.
You have a quiet sound.
So I typed in Toner
static.
Orca, like you said, right? That's what he was talking about.
Uh-huh.
So $70.
Yep.
Comes on the stand with a shock mount. That's one thing I don't like, because I'd prefer it to be on a boom arm.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like it's sit down, but so the shock mount kind of reminds me of the HyperX. You know, the one that has the bands and everything on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From what I can tell here, like, maybe you can put the thing on a boom arm. I just don't see how with the shock mount that it has, because I can't see how it attaches. No, you can.
Look.
It's it's on the bottom side of it. I just can't see it.
I don't want that. I wanted to. Can I not click on it in chat?
No, I went from Amazon to it.
Yeah. That's the one I've been looking at and doing the comparisons on it.
It's really not that bad for ratings though either.
For the price, I don't know. I'd almost be. I'd almost say you have better options out there. Yeah, spend an extra $20, get a better mic, better support. I don't know. Again, I'd have to use a toner before I could give an honest opinion on it.
Oh, I mean, because it's normally $100, so
yeah,
I'd have to find some reviews on that thing before I can actually give you a good opinion on
I'd
that.
have to see reviews. I'd have to go out and see if
I don't know nearly
Harris
enough
Heller
about
did
it.
any comparisons on it. I'd have to go. I'd literally have to go see. So, yeah, I don't know. I do find it interesting that the Wave 3 microphone is $150 on the Elgato site, and the Wave DX is only $100. But it's an XR, so if you want to get that full XR support, you actually have to buy their XLR module. So, I get it, but I don't know. I use my laptop mic. So you got the C7, okay, and that's got a microphone built into it. Not the best mic, not the worst mic. You can use the software in OBS to boost the quality. Again, the Reapers.
More at it. And I'll probably do that today and try to get some more information on it. So yeah, that'll be something we'll bring up next week. After we know more about it, instead of talking about it today, because don't really know
it's just speculation. I'd have to research.
Yeah, I'd rather have more research on it instead of speculate about what it can and can't do. So I will hold off on commenting on what it can and can't do until I can get some time to look at it.
The Brio from Logitech. Okay, the Brio is good, but they're new. I think Logitech is they're lagging behind. they're dramatically lagging behind. If you look at the quality of the cameras that Logitech has put, or not Logitech, Elgato's put out, and there's another one that Harris Heller just reviewed, not just reviewed, but has reviewed. Logitech is not even, I don't even think Logitech qualifies top 5 anymore. COVID spurred so many new people, companies to come out and do new technology. AverMedia, their camera beats Logitech's.
I remember hearing about them.
But having
I ended
seen
up going this route.
Elgato's cams, Marcus has the new one. You know, the quality change, it's night and day. It just, the functionality for the price, you're going to spend a little bit more, a couple, like 50, I think what, $50 more maybe, but
yeah, I ain't doing that, Dane. That ain't me.
that one right there. So
I don't have the money to do that one, bud.
Yeah,
that definitely ain't something I'm gonna do.
I mean, I was trying to use this for that stuff, but this is going on the 3D printer. I have to get a different lens for it. So it's not, if I had my choice to do it again, I would definitely go get the Elgato because it's got a zoom feature on it and that cam that I can use for the 3D printing, get wide angle and macro off of it. So no, I've got a couple Canons. So I got those for just doing videos and walk around and all that other stuff. I don't have to worry about this A6000 going anywhere. It's pretty static.
Well, it just definitely helps when you have the budget to also do that too.
Well, it helps that I got it from my wife and she never used it, so she forfeited it. It didn't go well. I traded her. I let her have the Canon 5D Mark III. So she uses that, and I use the A6000 because the Mark III didn't have the ability to turn off the HDMI control, which allowed for constant streaming. The best cam I own is my Samsung. Dude, I'm Lamb. I'm right there with you, man. These things are freaking wicked. And the software, there's integration for OBS. You can set it up and you can do a ton with it. I had my old phone and have it over there. It's dedicated to watching the 3D print. It uses a specific software. I can't stream from it. I probably could, but it does notifications when the 3D print fails and everything and sends those alerts to my other phone. Anyone that tells me that, and someone brought it up in one of the streams the other day that the new Apple camera is just as good. No, they're not. I did the comparison side by side. A friend of ours down the street, well, actually next door, has it. And we took the same photo, same settings, and this Samsung kicked the crap out of it. So, yeah, next time someone brings that up to me and says, well, Apple's just as good now. No, they're not. They got a long ways to go. If you could go live on Twitch you could, if you can, Dane, you can use the phone. You can live stream from this. You can straight up put Twitch mobile on here and live stream. You can also use this on your Xbox. It won't work on the PlayStation, but you can hook this up to the PC or the Xbox and use it as a stream camera.
You can stream from Twitch app. Yeah.
Yep. It's straight up. So you can even do it with YouTube. So both dogs are in here now. What are you guys doing in here?
They want to see
you already been out. Yeah. Yeah. So and Apple, you can't do that. Apple likes to control too much. They're too micromanagement with what you can and can't do on their platform. Even though you're spending anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 on their devices, pass. Thank you. And with what I'm doing now with Affinity 2.0 and the updates to DaVinci Resolve, I went out and got the trial set for Adobe. There's nothing I can't do on the Adobe does that I can't do on the other ones. They have all the same functionality, half the cost, better performance, faster encoding. I was getting ready to do another video series comparing Final Cut Pro to DaVinci Resolve's free. I encode, so like one video, like a 22-minute long video to export out of DaVinci Resolve took me about 2.5 minutes, where in Final Cut Pro took almost 7 minutes. Same hardware, same system. So, Sony won't. Sony is locked into. They want their own ecosystem, and until they're which is going to be their own worst enemy. So I don't know how they're going to get out of that. I mean, at the very least, they should have a better camera. Freaking Sony has the best selling mirrorless cameras on the market right now, as far as DSLR mirrorless cameras go. With the A7000 series and everything, they beat out Canon, they beat out Nikon, they beat them all out, even Fujifilms and all that stuff. They just, you would think that they would come out with compatibility for it, but no. I would, Dane. I mean, it doesn't cost you. If you already have one, it doesn't cost you anything. You can plug it in. It's going to charge and stream at the same time, so you don't have to worry about adapters like I do for the A6000. It's essentially, it's just like a webcam, except you have some of the control, depending on which camera, which like the Ultra 22s, you can get the software so you can actually zoom, use zoom control software from your PC to remote control the camera on the phone, or you can just get the camera set up and tune it in that way.
Yeah, it is portable.
Yep. Got pretty good battery life too for a stream. I think this one here, I'm at 83%, and I took it off the charger this morning. So, anyways,
Yeah, definitely works.
I hadn't checked my thing. I guess my wife sent me a text message. She wants me to buy her something. I'll ask her about it.
Yeah, she heard what you said earlier.
Yeah, probably. No, it's some sort of cleaning device.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Makes sense.
I have learned not to argue when it comes to cleaning. With her, she's OCD on cleaning. I'll just take care. I'll just buy it. It saves a lot less. It's a lot easier.
He said you want it done.
The Sony Xperia phones are nuts between the screen and the camera. Okay, so yeah, but they're not marketed over here. You really got a lot better time over in Japan. I can't wait for my sister-in-law. I'm really excited. They're going to be here. They get here on the 19th of December. So I'm pretty freaking excited about that. Her visa finally went through. Let's roll the dice.
Yeah, you said you want to roll the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because we were talking about other stuff, so I was like, well, just hit roll the dice. Yep. It seemed fitting.
But yeah, so there's lots of solutions. I mean, to go back to what Bob was saying, I'm gonna have to spend the money. No, just and here's the thing: you can use your phone, not only the camera, but the microphone. The microphone on like the Samsungs is a pretty decent microphone. I would take that microphone, depending on the position of your phone, from you, and making sure it's not covered, and you're talking to it. You're going to have an okay microphone sound. It does pretty darn good. They've got gain controls in there, so it actually amplifies the distance. So if you're using it as a stream camera and you're, say, like 1.5 feet away, 18 inches, the gain it emulates more like you're only like 6 or 8 inches away from it. So you've got options. Plus, there's the attachments as well for the microphones, the Bluetooth attachments. You can use your headphones and the microphone off of it. So it's sometimes it's a mini computer. Just saying.
Yeah, moving up in the world.
Moving on up.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyways. What else we got to talk about?
Well, I will probably move MMOs to next week because that will take way too long.
Okay. That's fine. How long have we been streaming, anyways?
Almost 3
10:30?
hours.
Might be a good idea. Yeah.
So we'll wrap up with this geek.
Okay. We got the
So geek, if you want
the
to pull that
first
over.
pull back. I gotta go find it.
Geek struggling, guys. He's trying to find a poll.
I do a lot of tweeting.
Yes, I know. Stand by while he finds the poll.
Red 5 standing by.
There we go. All right, so
we get much bigger, yeah.
we got the first poll back, right?
Mhm.
And so it comes with similar but distinct as our winner.
Yep. And then someone messaged me from, was it the Shenanigans? Shinny message that they liked the similar but distinct, but they're like, now that you guys got a kind of a concept, do we look at exploring on wordplay, like same but not the same? So,
But I think we take the one that won this one and try to
Mhm.
put it like with another group of them.
Yep.
And see what comes up.
Start getting the names out there. Try to have, I don't want to rush into the name, but I do like similar but distinct. But like try to set a goal so we have a podcast name by the end of the year. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would like to have one before the end of the year for sure.
Yeah, that's just like I'd really, really like to have that done.
Like definitely like there's no way that I would want not to have one till then.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll put some other ones together and do another name for the podcast and see what we can come up with there.
Mm-hmm. It'd be fun. So if you have other ideas, send them to us on Discord, DMs, or whatever. Ouch. And we can go from there. So similar but distinct is the one that we're going to take away from that one, and then we'll build on it. I was hoping we'd get more feedback, but that's all right. It's all right.
All right, so we'll start there. Anyway,
Twitch is a unique, or Twitter is a unique place. Sometimes I get good responses, and sometimes not so much.
It really depends. Just put on your YouTube as well, Geek, in your community tab.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, we'll just run both and see what turns up.
Yeah, now I can do polls on there. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
So
plus, they get something back from it too. So we'll have to wait and see. Per entertainment.
That video went up since I've been streaming. Okay. All right. Twitter is pure entertainment for. I'm going to stay out of the political side of it. I have my own thoughts on it, but I am enjoying all the Twitter drama at the moment. So it amuses me, to say the least.
Back and enjoys his life.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check out that microphone that he asked about. I'm gonna look at more into that and see what we got there.
Well, luckily there's electronics center down here. It's got a whole bunch of microphones. It's like Guitar Center, but they have all the different mics set up, so I can go play with them and find out. I just haven't had much desire to go down there, but now I'm kind of intrigued.
You can. I don't have one of those, so
yeah,
I will do my review and research on it to find out. So yeah, Dane, that's what a lot of people are doing. Like I looked at Twitter last night before calling it a night, and everybody said that Twitter was just going to disappear overnight.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I think long term, he builds a brand new infrastructure, moves it over, and
I'm not really. We're not really going to discuss about what they're doing or why. I don't have that kind of money, so it's not my concern.
Yep, as long as it still works.
Yep, as long as it works and I can talk to people sometimes, I'm good. Yeah, we'll try to hammer out a name before the end of the year, so we got like 5 weeks.
About that.
You know, the worst part is, like, we have a calendar on our PCs, and I'm like, 1, 2, 6. 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I was like. The worst part is we have calendars on our PCs, and we're trying to guess about how much time's left in the year.
You still want to pull it up? I was being lazy. 1, 2, 6. Yep.
Yeah, I counted.
So
Geek,
I don't think I'll be streaming doing the podcast. We have to figure that out offline due to the holiday and family being in town. I could probably do the 23rd, definitely not the 24th, and probably not the 30th. I think we'll be down in Houston on the 30th. So,
Geek, why don't we record one?
we could do that. We could definitely do that.
Yeah, we could record one and just post it.
That's not bad. I know Ebontis did something like that.
Yeah.
So
because I mean, you got to think about, like, for GCX too. Like, we'd have to do something a little different anyway. So
yeah. Well, GCX, I don't know. Yeah.
Or we could record that one live.
I think we'd just be walking around streaming live from our phones. We wouldn't be long, or we could do a. Oh, I gotta think about that one.
I'm saying we could do a like, because see if Cog and Abontis is there, then
I know CB and Sweat will be there and all those, and yeah, there's options.
Yeah, Dane, there's so much going on at the bar. Like, you know that, Dane.
Yeah, giving some of the guidelines, I don't know if we want to stream at the bar.
Look, Dane, you was at the bar. You know what happens.
Yeah, what happens at the bar should stay at the bar.
You really should.
I heard the stories. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
No, we'll figure that out down the road.
Yeah, we'll figure that one out. I'm looking forward to that one. Evil's still going, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said if I was going, he was going.
Yeah. Stand around at the bar area and you'll be okay. Stay where all the food. Yeah. I'll take your guys' word for it. Haven't been there. So, anyways, awesome. I will be. It's 10:30. I don't think I'm going to be streaming tonight or anything. I've got a video coming out tomorrow on FOMO. An interesting video go up tonight about Lightfall, what it needs to do to succeed. But FOMO is generalized, fear of missing out. That goes out, and then I've got some Ragnarok guide videos coming out scheduled for next week. I had to refilm them, so it's all right. Apparently, I played and muted the microphone, so I had to record audio over the top, and I was like, all right, whatever. And then I looked really, really weird. And then I figured out how to separate the gameplay from the microphone and from the camera, and that's been fun learning all that stuff. But that stuff's coming out, and then I got to start streaming again on Twitch. I've been paying so much attention to YouTube, I have neglected Twitch a little bit, so I got to get Twitch going. But so I'll be doing that. I'm going to be doing Mondays and Wednesdays regularly again. And I also have my DaVinci Resolve video. The first 2 are done. I've been trying to get 4 or 5 of them done so I can schedule them out so they're consistent. So as I get through it, those are taking longer just from the fact that I'm having to do the training, and I don't want to stream me doing the training because I don't want to crap on someone else's work, but I want to go through what I've learned and put it in my own method. So I'm changing up a little bit, and those will come out here in the next couple of weeks. I try to want to have them up before Christmas, but I don't know. And then I got the new Affinity software, and I'm playing around with that. I really am focusing on thumbnails though. And then Ragnarok. Valkyrie's had mixed reviews, so I did not play it. I did not get it. I I got the Atari 50th anniversary, but I got it at a discount. So I might stream that. But what are you up to, Jay?
I'm currently I've taken a step back from some stuff while I was working on because I'm probably going to take some of the. I need to take the stuff that I had from Twitch before to edit it down. I just haven't done it yet because haven't downloaded it to PC yet because I've been doing other stuff and trying to get things handled. And plus, I've been working out quite a bit. So work out in the morning. I get up 05 in the morning. Work out for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Body weight exercises, stuff like that, and then evening I come home, I do a 20-minute cardio.
Nice. Yeah, I've been doing the VR boxing, and as I've been
I've completely forgot about that place, man.
Scott will meet us there if we go there.
There was so much going on that I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to get a physical therapist for the shoulder.
I blame
trying to go back to the gym.
It's his fault that we didn't remember to go.
There's 2 barbecue places I want to go to while we're there. So, and since it's just me going this time and not the entire family, it should be easy. So, anyways,
yeah, because you gotta have a pub sub.
Yeah. So it happens. Weekend kind of went sideways all the way around.
It definitely did.
It gets a little busy.
That was
all right.
It was a good time though.
Yep. I'm looking forward to actually going this year. Don't have to work. I'm not in operations anymore, so I don't have to worry about getting called in for time off.
Yeah, it was a good time.
All right. Anyways, you guys can find Jay on Twitch as Unforsaken Jay, on YouTube as Unforsaken Jay, and on Twitter as Unforsaken Jay,
and Instagram as Unforsaken Jay.
And Instagram. I'm all across the board as well. GMD Geek everywhere. And
minus TikTok.
I won't do TikTok. I can't touch it. I refuse to touch it, which might hurt me long run, but I don't. That's a whole different discussion. So, anyways, we appreciate everyone for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. You all have been awesome. We will definitely bring the MMO topic next week. I think that's going to be a really good topic. I know Jay is a bit passionate about it. So,
because there will probably be somebody that I'll probably bring along for that because they've played most of the MMOs throughout with me.
Okay.
I would probably have Joe come around too for a little bit from his point of playing WoW and Star Wars and stuff, and him not playing like much of the newer MMOs.
Yeah, he definitely has a different perspective of why he doesn't play World of Warcraft anymore.
Yeah. So So it'd be interesting to talk about that since we were talking numbers on these other things, and being that me and you played Final Fantasy 14 hard, and I don't think he's actually played it.
Well, after what happened World of Warcraft, I doubt he might, now that things have changed one way. We'd have to let him talk about that though.
Yeah, so see, that's why I would.
Yeah,
see that.
The causation for his no longer playing WoW directly impacted his playing of other games. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll let him go over that next week.
Yep.
Dane says no on TikTok.
Yeah, no. So anyways, thanks everyone for hanging out. You guys have been awesome. We will see you in game or in streams. Hit us up anywhere, anytime. Talk to y'all later. Stay safe out there and happy holidays.